Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday. That is my cat. If you like cats and if you like tarot and if you like Fridays, please subscribe to this channel and return here every single Friday. So today we have a lovely, juicy reading on who is your secret admirer, who is admiring you, why are they admiring you, what do they want, and we're going to look into all of that. So let's get into that, shall we? We've got an anchor card this time, so I'm just going to pop that up there. Hey, hey, hey! Akalanda said, "Potty's here." So this is the anchor card. It is not a choice, but it is the base energy that goes into all of the piles. So just get a good feel for this one. I feel like we read the cards together, so that's why I'm giving you a chance to look at this, because I do feel that if you're drawn into tarot readings, you are intuitive, and you're probably being called to work with that in some way. So that's the anchor card. It is the Shapeshifter. And I'm going to throw up the pile select. So if you haven't already chosen your pile, we have 3 piles. Pile number 1 is the Bardo. Pile number 2 is the Forest. And pile number 3 is Anima Mundi. So I'll just throw that up there. So you can do your thing. Oh, good morning, good morning. Everyone's funneling in. So if you're ready, this is the time where we just have a moment of silence and attune to our intuition and the quiet beneath all the chatter. And then we are drawn into our piles from that space. Your pile, or potentially multiple piles. Maybe some of you have a lot of admirers. And whenever you're ready, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and be drawn into whatever pile or multiple piles you are drawn into. I feel like I'm just kind of rushing us through these things today. I'm not meaning to.
Yeah, you're sprinting today.
I don't know why I'm sprinting. Sometimes I just feel more nervous on some days than others. Maybe some of you guys are feeling nervous, or maybe it's just like the secret admirer energy.
I was going to say, I think maybe the secret admirer might be a little bit.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be here today. Like, does my hair look okay? Like, I hope I don't sound like a dweeb.
Ready to fly.
It's the portal. Oh, the Lionsgate portal. Oh yeah. Happy Lionsgate. I make people nervous. He's like, and I do it on purpose. All right, I'm just gonna chill here for a second. Sorry for sprinting. I have been like a little bit nervous, and I didn't get the best sleep last night, so I'm just a little bit choppy, but I feel like this is maybe the secret admirer energy too, though, where they're like, oh my gosh, smelling armpits just to make sure. We're all dweebs, and that's why we gather together. Yes, this is a community of dweebs. Delightful, adorable, beautiful, admiring, and admired dweebs. All right, so I don't...
Soul's got a lot to say, too.
Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Morning, lovelies. You're doing great. I don't know. I feel off, so I feel like this is maybe pile 1 is kind of leaking through, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started with this. Okay, so pile number 1, the Bardo. Pile number 1, who has a secret crush on you? Who is your secret admirer? Okay. Let me just see here. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is the pile. So, pile number 1, who will ever admire you? Just everyone, everywhere, all the time. I feel like this is like the attractive pile. But the one thing that is coming through is I feel like not everybody does like or admire you for like necessarily the right reasons. Like some people might be viewing, like coming from a place of lack, like they're drawn into that. I just heard charisma. Yeah. Actually, when I just said that, charisma, you know how like the kids these days, like they say Riz, like they call it Riz. I wonder, like, is that where they got that? Like,
Yes.
charisma? Okay.
That's where that's from.
Okay, well, that just, like, clicked in for me. So, for some of you...
You're only about 63 years old now.
Okay. I wondered why they said it. I wondered where it came from, but I when I said that, so it could be that, maybe some people see you and they're like, oh yeah, like that's charisma. Like I finally see or understand charisma, but it also could be that maybe, you say things in a way where it like kind of clicks things in for people. I don't know, but a lot of people do admire you. And I think, this is on a lot of levels too. This is not just schmegsual or romantic. I'm also getting that for some people, it's hard for them to like parse apart where they admire you. Because they have this like admiration and it feels like respect or like intrigue. And I think there's something here about you. It's like maybe your personality or some kind of charisma or something that you do. It's really interesting or it's really unique. And so it does naturally draw a lot of attention, something. For some of you, there's a way that you dress that's very unique or something. And so people are very drawn into your energy, but they don't always question it, like some people do have like a more superficial attraction. I think that you already know that. And there is like multiple people that are coming through that are kind of like distinguished. Like there is somebody here who has maybe like healed you. And BT, thank you so much for the super chat. I risen with the tism. I feel like there's somebody, okay, there's like distinct people that are coming through. So there's like I said, one person who has like healed you, and I'm going to draw some cards like to kind of dig in. And that person is like admiring you. I don't exactly know in what way. And also I'm seeing this little ball in the middle of this. See that there? That always reminds me of like Wakanda, vibranium. And you know how vibranium, it's just this kind of like not like one size fits all, but like, okay, they build with it and it allows them to have like super high technology, but they also heal with it. Like if you get cut open, they're just going to like shove it in there. It's this like one size fits all thing. So it could be that there's somebody here that like had some type of like technology, like maybe this is a doctor or something and they have like the newest machine or like whatever. Or it could just, I don't know, somebody here that's like healed you. I also feel like there could be somebody who was like really hurt you. And for some of you, that's one and the same person. Like you could have thought that person was, I just heard like a covert narcissist in the past, but you realizing that you misunderstood them, and that I think that person's really a lot attractive, and like maybe a lot of people are attracted to that person, and then somehow, some way they ended up healing you, even if it was just through like you considering your connection with that person. But for some of you, it's like two distinct people. There's somebody here who like really hurt you, and I do still think it's like that covert narc vibe where maybe you thought the relationship was healthy for like a long period of time, and it took you a while to realize that it wasn't, and you were really like caught off guard by the way that somebody was, or like the way that they started treating you, or like yeah. And then maybe there's somebody who's helping you through that experience, like a therapist or something. That person's also admiring you, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean in like an attractive way. So yeah. And you have really attractive people that like you as well. A master healer, yeah, for sure. The one that absorbs energy. Interesting. Okay. So the Page of Wands, there's somebody here who was like left, and it caused like there was some type of message. So I kind of feel like maybe somebody here left you, and that was like very startling to you, and you kind of watched this person. I think you're very attractive, and maybe you were very startled about somebody here leaving, because there's like some type of love connection here. But there's also like a feelings of insecurity is kind of what I'm getting. Not feeling good enough. You're like very surprised. So that person's here. What resonates with someone that I knew? Pity the victim. So who is the secret admirer of pile number 1? Dang, somebody's trying to manifest. Okay, so for some of you, I actually feel like this could have been you, where you left somebody here because you discovered something or you found something out here, and it really like rocked you, and you felt like you needed to protect yourself. Yeah. And they also, it kind of put them in their corner as well too, like because they kind of felt lacking. And I think whatever you found out about them was like something to do with like a shallowness. They were involved with somebody like for shallow reasons or like superficial reasons or something. And so I feel like this person's trying to manifest you back. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, they don't want you to feel sad. Somebody here could be like on the lookout. Who is this person? There's a lot of confusion about like who this person really is and what their intentions are. And I think that is actually because you're so attractive and you've had people go after you for the wrong reasons. And I think that you've been like disillusioned by people. And so this is a group that's kind of like actually very skittish. This is also, I can sense there's like a melancholy in your energy as well, because you're very attractive, but that doesn't really help you in a certain way, like because you just want your person. And actually this has thrown up a lot of obstacles and a lot of confusion about who is really there for you and who your person actually is. And so there's somebody here and it almost feels like they're stalking you from the bushes. I don't mean necessarily like in a weird, creepy way. And I think this person's really attractive and they're kind of watching you like struggle, like watching you be burdened. This could be another person. Like, so this person could be married. For some of you, maybe this person is married and maybe they think that that would be a struggle to you because like they're married. I don't know if this is the same person that we've been talking about, because for some of you, I think it is. Like this is just a continuation, but there's so many people here that it's kind of hard for me to tell. And I think that's true for you. And I think tarot has been hard for you because there's so many people that are interested in you and kind of pulling on your energy or trying to push themselves into your energy that you're like, huh? You know, like what are you? You know, it's like that. But there's somebody here who is married. They're, they maybe meant to break your heart because there's somebody here, either they married a person who's like a shapeshifter. So this person's very attractive, but there's like, maybe this is a third party attached to somebody here, but I'm actually more getting that this is your person, or like this person that likes you. They're very attractive, but they're also this kind of shapeshifter energy. They thought that them being with somebody else was going to like break your heart. And they're actually feeling like that was the wrong tact and that they needed to change because they know that they pushed you away. So that kind of loops back around to what I was saying in the beginning. And honestly, I was getting that was like kind of an archetypal energy where I feel like you've gone through these like phases where you kind of feel like, oh, that wasn't what I thought it was. That wasn't what I thought it was. So you've had to like kind of leave maybe even places that you thought were stable or that you thought were secure, like in terms of relationships, and because you like found something out. And I think going back to like this first energy, which may be a continuation. I hope this isn't too confusing. But I kind of feel like for this group, maybe dating and romance, like it just is confusing because of the nature of who you are. There's something here about a change of pace, change of place, where you discovered something, where you like found something out about yourself, about somebody else, yeah. And somebody here is like very like guarded or defensive about that. Whoa. Huh. I was just thinking like, tell me more about like pile number one's crushes, and then that happened. That's kind of like tower energy. Okay, so tell me more about who is pile number one's secret admirer. Okay, so there is like a really good person that's coming through, like a really strong person. And this person I think is maybe similar to you, but in a different way. So also there's people that try to get this person's attention and they kind of try to latch on. Maybe this person is like has a lot of money, or like they're really attractive, or there's something about this person that kind of mirrors something about you where they stand out and people kind of want them for the wrong reasons. Yeah. Why is that coming through? Huh. This could be a work connection. So I think that you're supposed to work with this person and like that's where you're meant to like kind of overlap. But I see that this person's kind of attached already to some kind of snake of a person. It's like a devil energy. So they have some kind of attachment. It's really schmegdual, and somebody here like really likes a lot of attention and feels like being with this person gives them that attention. But you guys have a work connection between the two of you. And somehow this is karmic. Because I feel like you break the mold or this person breaks the mold. It's some kind of karmic, and maybe the two of you are meant to be two sides of like a certain pillar in like some kind of teamwork thing. Yeah, in order to start fresh or start some kind of new beginning. But I also feel like maybe some of you, you're meant to kind of, I don't think that you're doing this intentionally, and I don't think this has to do with your behavior, but I think you're meant to kind of give this lady a run for her money because I think she might be kind of full of herself. And I think that, you are, I think, attractive, but you also, there's something that you're good at or that you like do for a living. And You're meant to work with like whoever this person is. Oh yeah. Okay. So she schemed in order to get to this guy, and she tried to put on a show, and she tried to make herself seem like his 10 of cups, and she's not. She's just a snake. She's just some type of like snake shifter, and like I said, she's really full of herself. So there's something, you either go into this guy's work or this girl's work, take that however it resonates, or you work together, and you actually work together. Like, I feel like this is genuinely a work connection, but maybe you're both attractive, and so people kind of conflate it. And I definitely think she does, because she knows that she's a snake, and I feel like this is in some way her karma for something here that she did. But I don't get that you're soulmates with this guy, or any. Well, you might be like soul family with this person, but I don't think that you're supposed to be with this person, you know? So that's something. So I think she's your admirer. Somebody here is like admiring your work, but also, so what's the admiring energy? I think it's a perverted admiring energy from her side of things. Oh, okay. So be careful with that guy, because it could be for some of you that he wants to try to, yeah, maybe have, I don't know. They could try to, these two like to play games with each other. So they could just try to pull you into that dynamic where he is, I don't know, maybe trying to have an affair with you or something. And it feels like maybe getting you away from that. I don't know. But it feels like games. And it feels like these two have like some type of ridiculous relationship and connection here that they try to make seem like it's the 10 of cups, or that it's more than what it is, and that it's simple, and that it's like based on love. But really it's just based on games and like some type of... So there's a lot of people that are coming through pile number one. There's always a pile like this, and I'm kind of glad that we're getting it out of the way. So there's at least 3 people. There's 3 people here. Or for some of you, there's like overlapping in the energy. So just take this however it resonates. Like, she's literally reposting the same things I share on my Facebook. Yeah, it's giving that. She doesn't think you know that that's what she's doing. Okay, so who is pile number one's secret admirer? Is there anybody that you want to, okay, I just asked, like, is there anybody that you want to know about? And they're like, yeah, but we're like saving that for later. So, okay, so what's pile number one's secret admirer energy? Okay, there's somebody here and they feel anxious. Somebody here is like, they're trapped in some type of fantasy about you. Like, you are the star, you are the wish fulfillment. I feel like this person's maybe not doing so well. Yeah, they're having some type of karma that they're working through, some kind of karmic block or some kind of karmic restriction that they're experiencing in their life. And that might be like health-wise or something. So they're kind of like stuck in a bad place, but they fantasize about you because you are the star, you are their wish fulfillment. And you make them feel like contained. Or for some, like you've given somebody like very clear boundaries or like very clear roadmap or something. Why is this person coming through? They think about transforming in order to be attractive to you, this person. They think about what kind of changes they can make to be attractive. Again, I want to say that this could be an energy in multiple of these people. That's coming through, but they think about how they could change to be more attractive to you, like kind of physically. They think once they get their stuff together, once they, get a better job and they start going to the gym or something, like they're going to kind of make their pass at you or something here. Yeah, they really just see you as like very regal. There's some kind of maybe like authority or like leadership energy, and I think that you've staved off some kind of like disaster in their life by your presence or your example or the thought of you or something like that. And so this person I do think is actually like really loyal to you in their mind and like in their spirit and everything. And yeah, there's like a lot of love and tenderness, but they don't feel like you know that they like you, and they don't feel like maybe you even kind of notice them. They think maybe it's a fantasy, but there is something kind of after this person. What is that? Oh, something might well pop this person's fantasy. It could be that there's somebody, okay, there's more work energy coming in. So somebody that's coming through from their work and they want to catch them, like somebody has a fantasy about this person, and it could make you mad, like whenever you find out about that, but it doesn't feel like a good energy. And, but they also might see somebody doing that to you. It feels like there's a strong mirroring in that. And it feels like there's actually something here. And there's like fantasy energy around that. So I don't know that it's exactly the way this person has seen it. Like that it played out exactly the way this person thinks, because they kind of blow things out of proportion in their mind. And they already feel like not good enough for you. So they're kind of thinking, oh, well, that person just wants her for the wrong reasons or blah, blah, blah. This person feels like they actually care about you. But again, I feel like this might be an energy in multiple of these people. So take that how it resonates. Multiple that are actually coming through. Anything else, Spirit, that you want to say about pile number 1, secret admirer? I just saw the number 7. I just heard we can go all day. I feel like for a lot of you, there's something about like, again, your attractiveness and this kind of situation that you're in. It's kind of giving 7 of cups. And I think that you've experienced that where you feel like you were drawn in by illusion. Something here has like caused some kind of confusion. I also think people's attraction to you and them acting on that, especially if you're a woman and these are men, because there is a dynamic there, like a power dynamic. Men and women are kind of not the same in the way that they, like approach their love interests. So I think that you've potentially been very hurt. And I also think these people kind of being obsessed with you, trying to pursue a fantasy that they have of you. Yeah, it's like people could fall in love with a fantasy that they have of you. And you're looking for the person who wants to fall in love with you, who wants to get to know you, and who doesn't just want to get to know a fantasy in your mind. Because you also know that you can't compete with a fantasy. Weirdly, I feel like for some of you, you feel like your biggest competition in life is yourself. This like fantasy that people have like in their mind about you. So you never actually have a shot because they've already created some type of fantasy in their mind about you, and nobody ever gets the real you, and all you can ever do is disappoint somebody and let them down when they realize that you're human, when you put your pants on one leg at a time just the same way everybody else does. You can never ever live up to a fantasy. So for some of you, you're a little bit gun shy, but I also think that certain people pursuing you in the way that they have, and like I think some people can really go after you, pile number 1, it's caused confusion in other people about the type of person that you are, but I think people really go at you. And I think that like they're very determined, or like they get very fixated on you. And so you, I think, have been kind of like in a cloud. Yeah, I'm hearing there's like a lot of trauma and there's a lot of like confusion and hurt and misunderstanding that has come from these kind of dynamics. And I also just heard it's rooted in the especially if like you're a woman and these are men, because there's some type of men, especially when they're like young and horny, they just don't think about what that must be like for a woman. There's some, yeah, like I bet this group has had the thought of like, you're so jealous of men because they get to date women, unless you're yourself or like bi or something, you're so jealous of men because they get to date women because women are nice and they smell nice, and women are not a threat to men. Men are a threat to women. So even if they like you, they're still a threat to you, and they can be totally blinded by their lust and their fantasy of what they think is going on, that they can use that to justify really bum rushing you or harming you or not going slow and getting to know you and what you want and checking in with that, because you just exist as like a figment of their imagination. There's pain here. There's really a lot of pain like for this group actually. And I even feel like me kind of going into, okay, well, this person likes you and this person likes you. Again, like you feel confused. You feel, some of you a little bit like turned off or like dead on the inside when it comes to that. Cause you're like, I don't really care. Like, great. These are threats to me. Like these are people that I need to kind of protect myself from. Yeah, I kind of feel like weirdly attraction for you in this life has been a Bardo. It's been, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. But guys aren't like that. Guys are like, I love having multiple options, right? Like I could do this superficial like dating thing for like a lifetime. Well, at least until I get old and I need somebody to wipe and change me. It's like not the same for you. I think this has been like a really harrowing experience. It's like kind of been a dark night of the soul, or it's put you in a dark night of the soul, because you could have started off like chipper and excited and just like, all I want is to love and be loved. And then you just had a bunch of people bum rush you and you didn't understand that. And it's because some of you are more attractive than you think you are, or you're like not focused on that. Emily, thank you so much for the super chat. This deeply resonates. It's been hard. And these men are in their late 30s, 40s. Sigh. Yeah. I think that there's been a lot of disappointment and just a lot of, the moon is at the bottom of the deck. Like illusions and fears. It's like unearthed a lot of stuff. This has been your crucible. I just heard this has been your crucible. And I think people don't understand that. So I think it's been lonely for you as well. Because it's like, oh, poor little thing. Like you've just got all these options and everybody just wants to be with you. And you're like, I'm trapped in a world of superficiality and people who I think you may think that you've had a lot of experiences with like narcissists, and I'm not sure that you have. I think that you have had experiences with narcissists, but I'm saying like, I think a lot of you are like, well, what in the heck is going on with men? But I think there's something about their fantasy, the fact that they have like this fantasy about you and the life that you're going to have. And like, you're going to be the perfect little woman. And like, you're going to have a white picket fence and you're a fluffy dog and 2.5 kids. And it's just going to be so perfect. And you guys are going to be the picture of, whatever. That I think it brings out a narcissistic quality in these men that don't actually, like, I think you just being nice to them is enough to kind of tip somebody over the edge into danger zone, and they don't realize it. And I think that you have actually maybe been a crucible for them, for certain men, even like men that you have reciprocal feelings for and stuff, because there's so many people kind of at you or trying to get your attention or something like that. And I just feel like it brings up a lot of fears and illusions. There's definitely, okay, now there's like kind of a soulmate energy. They're kind of pushing that. Remember I told you that they were going to bring it. They said, well, we want to kind of work our way around and like bring that up later. And it feels like there's a soulmate coming through, and like he's kind of feeling sad and like looking like, I don't know if you like me, or I don't know what's going on. But he also doesn't realize you're being attacked. Like he's not framing it like that in his mind, because he himself is a man and kind of thinks like, well, you just must be living it up, or something. And you're scared and like hurt and are dealing with a lot of narcissists, even men who are like not narcissists. It brings up this kind of quality where when they look back, and I do think that you're this for a lot of people, when they look back, they're like, wow, it wouldn't surprise me if pile number one thinks that I'm a narcissist because I was so disregarding. So this is also like, there's a lesson here that I feel like you're learning and that you bring to other people, the difference between love and fantasy. Because fantasy is not love. This Neptunian energy of like, oh my gosh, like you're the perfect whatever, that's not love. That's objectification, and it hurts. And love is something different. It's cooperative. It's, hey, I like this. Do you like this? Do you want to go here? It's somebody actually caring about you. You're part of it. Where I think for a lot of you, you felt like you were just dragged along somebody else's like road and somebody else's fantasy. And they were like, I don't understand why you're not grateful. I don't understand why you're not like falling at my feet. And you're like, I don't understand why you can't look at me like I'm a person. Like, do you not see that I'm all bloody and bruised from you just dragging me down this gravel road? And it's all you. It's all like what you think that we should be doing. And so I think you've had to learn how to stand up for yourself a lot. But I do think that being with, like, right after somebody gets out of a relationship with you and they thought like the fantasy kind of pops, because what's sad and what sucks is I think for a lot of like men that you were with, like that you dated and you thought, okay, let's give this a shot. I think they could have had an actual relationship with you. I think they could have made something work with you, but I think they were so wrapped up in their fantasy. And part of their fantasy I just heard is a fantasy about themselves, a fantasy about being with you makes them a certain way. And so they're kind of like in love with themselves, and they mistake that for love, and they get it all warped and twisted. And then that gets pushed at you and into you. And then you think, I guess this is love. And I think for a lot of you, you're traumatized by love and you're like, I don't really want it. But I don't think what you've experienced is actually love, because love is not about like survival of the fittest or competition or mating or sex, not at the end of the day. What you have experienced in your romantic relationships, I do not think has been love. I think it has been fantasy. And I think it's been unfair, and I think it's actually been violent, but it's been dressed up as something else. He said, we're both attractive and can have anyone we want, so let's just be together. Yo. Yeah, there's a cling. There's a clinging. There's like pain here, and then like it's hard to get over. And there's somebody here who I think felt like overwhelmed. They didn't know what they were observing in this kind of dance. And so I think they were very confused about you. They might have even called you a covert narcissist, or they thought that you were full of yourself. I think that you just wanted to be loved and you were trying to figure out who was for you. It's just very hard. Like the circumstances that you're in, the fact that you have men to deal with and not women, and that one man is a threat to a woman, let alone multiple that seem to have their eye on you and feel they've all been told the same thing, right? Like, you got to shoot your shot. You got to take your chance. You got to be brave. You got to stand out. And then you become this like football, like, and so somebody here is like watching that, and they're very confused, and they're kind of like, I don't know, they can't let go of something, but I feel like they could have gotten somebody else like pregnant here. It doesn't feel like that person loves them. This is kind of like, there's somebody here, maybe this is the soulmate, I don't know. There's somebody here kind of coming through now. They're very sad. They're very defensive. They don't feel like they're good enough because they see like a lot of competition around. But I think that that's not the way that you look at them. But this is all distorting the way that they kind of view themselves. And I think they're with somebody who like loves them very much. but they are like looking at you, but this is like easy or like routined or something here. Yeah. And they're kind of just like defensive about that. They're not like a bad person. Somebody here could be realizing okay, there's like a lot of transformation that goes on around you and around your attractiveness and around courtship here, where there's this kind of like realization of maybe why you had to leave, or why there's a realization of safety and protection being a factor. There's a realization of boundaries. Yeah. And I think for some of you, like you've got the lovers coming in. You've got like a real high level soulmate, if not twin flame, coming in that I feel like you're going to be with. And this person is like, there's somebody here watching, feeling like something needs to change and that they need to make a decision. So it could be that you're going to meet somebody that's like the lovers. And then this person somebody here is like watching you. Who is this? Who is this? This is like, yeah, you don't have the truth about this person. I can't even get, like, it's the moon is coming out, like this kind of hazy energy, but we got the Queen of Swords. That's what's really throwing me. But this person is like really, really observing you, and they're thinking to themselves that something has to change. And it feels like they've built themselves up like in a certain place or in a certain way. Yeah. It might be with this other person, but there's something they're trying to make you not see about them because it would burden you. And they feel like you would make some kind of decision about them. They're really trying to block it. What are they trying to block? Oh my gosh. Like they think you would be so mad if you found out. About somebody they're with. Who is this? Yeah, they're scrambling this because I can't tell if there's some type of wish fulfillment in regards of this other person, or if it's a wish fulfillment in regards of you and they were manipulating the situation. They think if you found out something here that they could not win. And that you would just want to move on. Who is this that's coming through? There's a female presence here. This person could have used this person to actually hurt you, or like to try to point the finger at you. I can't get to it. Hold on, let me just see. This doesn't feel like love. So maybe this isn't the soulmate. Who is this? Who is it that's coming through? Oh my gosh, the two of Swords keeps coming out. It's this like blockage, but I feel like maybe you have this person blocked. Why? Oh my gosh, because this person's like trying to watch you, trying to look at you. So there's somebody here. This feels like an aggressive energy. Like this person is like trying. Okay, so there's somebody here that's like an admirer. They're looking at you, and you block this person because you're mad at them. Something to do with like work and their routine and some kind of empress. So maybe did this person get somebody pregnant at their job or something? Like, yeah, and maybe they did it in part to like make you nervous, but now this person's realizing that you were just like sad and anxious. This is this person's crucible. Okay. Wow. This is their Bardo. Remember I told you that like you kind of give this Bardo energy to people? And to where they have to walk through the valley of the shadow of death. So this person was very confused about you and about your energy and what it was. So I think maybe they thought that you were trying to make them jealous or something, but it's because you have like all these admirers and you play the female role in this. So he doesn't understand what that is like. And he doesn't understand what that is. He doesn't understand what it feels like to have to not know if you're safe around the kinds of people that you're attracted to and that you're supposed to be dating. He doesn't understand that. Like there is a fundamental difference here and so he knows that if he were doing that, it would mean a certain thing and it would mean a certain thing because women, by and large, are not a threat to men. And that's not the case. So there's something here where you were trying to keep yourself safe. You were trying to see through. But these people, there's some type of illusion. So he is seeing, he wants a new beginning. So whoever this is, or she, whoever this is, wants a new beginning. They were mistaken. They were in this like Neptunian fog. It feels like the Bermuda Triangle. They were trying to like navigate. And I think that they slept with somebody at work, maybe got somebody pregnant here, made somebody feel like they were better than you. I'm hearing that he intentionally kind of made somebody feel like they were chosen and that they were his romantic love interest or something, and like that they were better than you, that they were more attractive than you, that he loved them more than you. He spent more time with them than you. This feels like a manipulation actually. And so there's a lot tied into that he's trying to get you not to see, whoever this is, that he's manipulative, that he's vindictive, that none of this has been led by love or tenderness or softness. But he wants some type of new beginning, and he wants you to maybe take a leap of faith. And who would take a leap of faith with somebody who manipulates to this degree? And I think there may well be a pregnancy here or some type of relationship that was built up here, and he's trying to get you not to see that. Because he wants some type of reunion, and there could be a marriage here. And you would leave. So somebody here could be trying to hide a marriage. And it doesn't seem... It seems like he wanted to set that up and then come towards you because you're his happiness. But he gets a lot of praise and admiration. That's what he's trying there. And this does satisfy him. There's a part of him that this satisfies, and he doesn't want you to see that a part of it is a wish fulfillment. And maybe he had to swoon this person or reconcile with this person. There was effort, and I don't think there's been effort over here. So there's been effort over here with this woman, and he's really buttered her up, made sure she's got everything from him and not you. And so that's what he doesn't want you to see. And but this is very superficial, and it is very like there could be money involved. There could be, it feels like maybe they had a big wedding, a big party because they wanted everybody to know. It feels like the superficial stuff suits this pair, of being seen together. And it feels like it's not entirely unhappy, but it is volatile and unstable. So this is like, they don't really have much in common except for superficial stuff. They like to kind of parade around each other. And I do think that there's some quibbles and some fights, but nothing here is really that deep. So I feel like even the fights aren't very much like that deep. But yeah, and he doesn't want you to see that because he views you as the 10 of Cups. He actually views you as your happiness, and he is very conniving. He's very conniving, and he wants to set up some kind of camp here. There's a whole maybe family situation, and he wants to come towards you. Maybe to off, but he might, yeah, he wants to rekindle something from the past. He wants to maybe start off as friends, and it's this other side of him that's more emotional. But it will never be all of him. It will never be total. There's just a plan here, and you're seen as some type of wish fulfillment, but so is another lady here, and it's for very, very different reasons. And there's some type of karma going on here. And I think this is like the dark night of the soul. And I think it could be because maybe you have found this out, or it was really buried though. Oh my gosh, it was really buried though, because this man is so manipulative. So if you really think that this guy is your soulmate, whoever this is, I'm assuming you might know about this. I don't know, maybe not. He's so hidden. I would really think again, I think that he's just super good at manipulating, and I think he's extremely superficial and selfish. Extremely selfish, extremely. He doesn't care about her either. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about her. Karmic soulmates. I'm no side chick. Yeah. Yo, he's defensive. I think this man's psychic, because it does feel like this part of it. I do feel like he's putting up an active fight. to block something, which I don't appreciate. And he's trying to keep a secret. He's trying to keep a secret of who he really actually is, which is somebody superficial. Somebody who he doesn't love her. He doesn't care about her. They don't have a deep connection. They definitely, this is for sure between the two of them. I think that once both of them like kind of get on board with their spiritual self and everything, they will move apart from each other and they won't find fulfillment in this. It won't be like, well, gosh, I really have to give this up. It'll be like, I'm not fulfilled in doing this. I'm not even hardly looking into it from your side because you feel very defensive about this. Yeah, there's a tower. You feel like this man's just a tower, waiting to happen. You think that he's a fantasy and that he's a fake. And I think you're right. I think you're right about that. So, you maybe are further along in the process where you're like, oh, you're not the real, whatever I liked about you isn't real. So it's like, we don't even know each other. And so bye. So I'm going to take my out here. I think once you do that, or once you have done that, you are going to start like, I lost. Oh no, here it is. The victory card. You're going to gain some kind of victory. And I think this is like the angels or your spirit guides that are like clapping for you, because it does feel like you have some type of karma that you're working through. Oh my gosh, this is so true. Nothing could be truer than this for this pile. There's this Saturn in the 5th house, which the 5th house rules over romance. It rules over children. It rules over theatrics. And you're parsing through a lot of that. Who is a performer, which this man is. And I think I'm hearing, well, you put on quite a show. Really had me going. Now it's time to go. Curtains finally closing. That was quite a show. Very entertaining. But it's over now. Go on and take a bow. Like, this was your biggest karmic. I feel like maybe he's a thespian, you know? Hey, the theater. Like, he really put on quite a show. You thought maybe he was your soulmate, but now you're seeing through it. And he doesn't want the cycle to end. He doesn't want to lose you because it's like he's got 2 earrings and he's got her, but he wants the matching set, you know? He wants the other earring. It feels like it's about the way he looks. It's about the status symbol, and you're out. You're gone. And I feel like that is a tower moment for him. But it's not really hitting the emotional space. He wants to like come in and out because he's got another situation. So he's still coming in and out. He wants to maybe fight. He wants to fight and then like sleep with you. That might be the kind of thing that passes over here. But it's just chintzy. You're actually making some type of kind of decision, but he wants to throw the rule book at you. He wants to catch you out on a technicality. Well, technically, I didn't turn, and technically, this is what an annoying person. Yeah, you're kind of realizing that this is your karmic, and I feel like he's been on your heels. I feel like this man has been hunting you. And wanted you to feel like on your knees. This is like kind of part and parcel with your connection. Wanted you to feel on your knees. Wanted you to feel trapped by what you thought was chemistry or something. Wanted you to not feel good enough. Wanted to keep you in the dark. Wanted to keep you kind of isolated here. But you're ending the cycle. You've moved on. You've moved on here. You're passing some kind of judgment. You're singing your song. And it's putting him in the dark night of the soul. I do feel like he's actually reflecting on himself. I'm not sure how skilled he is at that. He's a very superficial man, and he's with a very superficial woman, and so there's not a lot of self-awareness that goes on between them. They're not good at it, you know. But I do feel like he's looking at himself, and it is bringing up some kind of fear. So what is the fear? That the cycle's over, but what does that mean? He's lying in wait. I don't like this. Lying in wait. For some, this person has like magical capability or something. They're trying to cause something that looks like an accident or a tower moment because they want you to come back to them. And they want it to seem like it was your idea. This is a very manipulative person. If it's not magic, then it's just some kind of very like manipulative person. You're leaving this. You don't care if it's with the clothes on your back. You are also, like, this bossed you up. Whatever this is, this bossed you up. You're the Queen of Pentacles now. This is weird for, like, an admiring energy. This person admires you. I think, weirdly, this is what is going to lead this person out of their superficiality. Because I think that watching you put up a fight, this man has not been around depth. He's not seen depth before, and I don't think he's fallen in love with depth, which tells me that whatever he's attracted to in you, it's superficial. There is an emotion there that he recognizes that's not over here. Here with this other connection, it's kind of like they have maybe a lot of fun. They go to a lot of concerts, or like they go on vacation, they keep busy, with that, they keep busy. And that's what their connection is like based on. And there's maybe a lot of talking, but it's just very superficial. None of it's actually like deep. He recognizes there's an emotional thing over here with you. He doesn't know what to do with it. But I think that there's an admiration of like your perseverance in this situation, and it's karmic. And it's balancing out the scales, and it's actually just kind of ricocheting back like this grieving energy, and you are balanced out. And I feel like he's got to watch you like kind of move on. You're getting some type of victory here, some type of success, and you're cutting the cord with the death card. You're cutting the cord. Yeah, there's some kind of secret plan. His admiration is like, he didn't respect you enough. So this is somebody who's learning the hard way about like respecting you. So this is a much deeper, and I feel like that's why it's actually, this is kind of falling into the category of soulmate here with this guy, because you have a deeper connection that he could have explored, but this guy is just way too taken in by the physical and by the meaningless and by the superficial. He's just this is a guy who could play with his dick for probably a good 40 years and literally not get bored. Like he is still like laughing and giggling, like while he's, think about that. It went on for a year. It went on for 5 years. It went on for 10 years. It went on for 40 years. That's really wild. So there's not a lot of depth with this guy. And I think that led to some kind of like confusion. Yeah, there was just a fantasy here. And so I think like part of the realization here is that this is something where he could have gone like really deep into it, and it still would have been satisfying, and it would have been, but it's not that, and it can never be that, because he's just too manipulative, and he's a lot of things that are not attractive to you. He's and he's trying to get you to not see that in order to pull the wool over your eyes. Anything else? And then I think I'm just going to leave this in the dust like you are. This is why I love Jess. This is so relevant to the theme she chose, but actually gets in there and channels for us. I will go like in there. Yo, this person's like very manipulative. But to loop it back around to the theme, like this person is very admiring of your strength and of your inner strength. And this is a person who can't really see that in other people. They don't look for it. They don't know what it looks like. This person would really think that somebody who poses themselves correctly has inner strength. He would look at a woman sitting like this and be like, wow, she has inner strength. But really, she was just stretching, like he's like that. He's kind of lost in the sauce, this guy, but he can actually see and admire your strength. Because I think he's just used to being able to pull the fantasy on people. So there is a soulmate here. It feels like it's unfortunate because it feels like this is a soulmate connection that has come crashing down, burning to the ground, and you're separating yourself away from this. This would confuse you because this is a soulmate connection. But, and it's soulmate because it's deep. And if he had chosen to keep up with you, and if he had chosen to take himself seriously and to like kind of be on his path, it feels like y'all would have been together. And so, but he is still a secret admirer. He's just also like very conflicted. He brings a lot of drama, and he's very scary. There's a coldness to this guy that is like scary. He is so upset that he can't win. And now I feel like now he's kind of realizing, oh wait, I'm in love. But if you feel like you missed out on anything, just like remind yourself of the kind of life that he's lived and the kind of person that he is, because he can't honor this love. He does have a decision though. He's conflicted. He has some kind of secret decision. So I think you pulling away from this guy has actually, unbeknownst to you, there is some type of gauntlet that's been thrown down, and spirit threw it down of, are you gonna or are you gonna? Like it feels like, I mean, how much longer can you play with your dick? Like, he's utterly unimpressive, but he's making himself that way because he's done the same repetitive motion for like an extended period of time. I almost think there's something wrong here. Like it's wrong because this is a guy who like sucks supply out, like, cause he can pretend to be the King of Pentacles. Mama Heat, thank you so much. Yeah, you're leaving. And he's kind of following behind, I feel like. Anyways, I think that I'm going to leave that there. I've got I've got some body cards somewhere. And I was just going to pull those to see what they find attractive. Let me just go through my Ziploc bags real quick. Oh. Okay, well, apparently I don't have them in this one, so we'll just not do that, I guess. But that was pile number 1. Okay, so such a flattering gesture. Maybe he's Asperger's. I'm not really getting that because Asperger's doesn't really have like a lot of social intellect, and there's so much social intellect going on with this guy, almost exclusively. It's like all he has is charisma, kind of a thing. But he just like really, really milks it. C. Conaway, thank you so much for the super chat and the flying avocado. And oh, we got a little cute heart with the fox. Thank you guys for the super chats. He's just unhealed. Yeah. He's also not choosing to heal. It's not a priority. It's not something that he values. He sees the fruits of it in you. And he doesn't know that that's what he values. All right. Compassion. That's the energy that always sets me off. That guy. It's always him, I'm pretty sure. Because that's the energy that it's like, it frustrates me on a lot of levels. It frustrates me because it starts off one way in the readings. And it makes me feel scared because it's like if I don't follow through and if I just stopped at like what's coming through at first, then I feel like that would be incredibly diluting. Like it would make people think, oh, like this guy really likes me. He's a secret admirer, blah, blah, blah. But there was clearly something that he was trying to hide. And that makes me mad because it's like a game and he makes you like dig for it because it's all a game and it's just like a manipulation. It just sets me off. It sets me off. And that's when I start to get foul in the readings. I start to get rude and I start to just be like, I need a cigarette. Not flattering at all. Yeah. All right. So let us move into pile number 2. Who is your secret admirer? Okay, so for pile number 2, Spirit, who is pile number 2's secret admirer? We have breakup, third party, and snake. Friends and between the lines. Friend with a hidden motive. So for some of you, this is a friend with a hidden motive to be a third party, to break you up with somebody here. Or this is somebody that had that on their side towards you, and there was some type of unexpected crossroads. Why is this coming through? Home. Comfort, safety, belonging, and shelter. Mystery, unknown, enigma, illusion, and confusing. Addiction. Spiritual awakening. For some of you, I'm kind of feeling like that soulmate energy is wanting to continue. So for some of you, I feel like in pile number 1, I am kind of feeling that because, okay, so just take that if it resonates. Because for some of you, I feel like somebody here is turning, maybe not. I'm just going to leave that there. Okay, so what I'm getting, like just from this card, the Forest, is that I'm actually picking up on a high-level soulmate connection. Like some type of very high-level soulmate connection, twin flame. But it does feel like there's some type of distance. And it feels like there has been some kind of storm here with the Emerald. I'm getting the middle of Gemini. which is ruled over by Rudra, which is like the older version of like Shiva energy. It's like this very destructive energy, and it has to do with like some kind of storms. And it's also like the setting is kind of the middle of the ocean. And so there's this like watery energy, but it's all like tumultuous. And somebody here, it feels like maybe this didn't happen at the same time, but there is like this kind of mirroring. But somebody here has like gone into their like little cocoon, and they don't really want to be around people, but it feels like maybe a lot of people want to be around them, or like there's this happy kind of maybe there is this person that is a secret admirer. I don't know, but it feels like they're protecting themselves, and they've traversed a wood in order to like kind of get alone so that people can't really follow them, if that makes sense. But there's been a lot of tears here and a lot of crying, and I keep hearing it like Rudra, which is like Shiva energy. There's some kind of like strong spirit guide that's like protecting this person, sheltering this person, leading this person. Like it feels like through a storm, but it feels like for a purpose, to keep this person safe, or to get this person away, or to get this person wherever they need to go. Yeah, absence. I feel like a part of me is missing without you. Mend. I want to fix our connection. So I feel like maybe you feel this way about this person, or you flip the energies. Maybe they feel this way about you. So for some of you, you left like some kind of soulmate situation. You had to, because guilty. I feel pain from the damage that I have caused. Maybe for some of you, you feel like you caused the damage here. But somebody here has moved away because there is too much pain. Who is pile number 2 secret admirer? Hope. I haven't given up on us yet. So this is somebody who hasn't given up here. Secrets. I haven't told you everything. Obviously, this is like a secret admirer. So this person secretly admires you. They haven't told you everything. What have they not told you? Shadow side and ego. You made me realize my flaws. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. Detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. I'm very much getting that. This feels like a soulmate connection where somebody had to let go. Somebody had to be clear and detach their mind. Our love is still there despite the distance. So like there's some type of distance here, and they're starting to understand your side of the story, but it feels like only in silence and in solitude, and only like kind of going, it feels like there's some kind of storm energy, like through confronting some kind of storm. It feels like maybe that's externally, but it definitely feels like internally, only through doing that. It feels like very much hermit energy. Could they actually realize the strength of your connection? So I feel like you had a breakup with this person. Distance. I keep hearing that there's distance here. Hope. I haven't given up on us yet. New chapter. I'm trying to move on. I feel like this person did try to move on, but like they're really wanting a new chapter, but they feel unworthy because you're a better person than they are. And they feel like they really messed things up here. They want to tell you the truth. They want to tell you that they're still holding on to this, and that there's still like secret hope for you in the future. But somebody here is like genuinely detached, and it's like on a lot of levels, because this feels like maybe a constant thing. Yeah, it feels like the presence is like kind of constant, but somebody here is genuinely detached, and it feels like on a lot of levels. Like on the physical, they've actually moved away. On the emotional, they've moved away. Or you have done this. And so this is the person that you've moved away from. And if that's the case, this is the person who is secretly admiring you. And again, this is where I'm saying, like, I think for some of you, there's a continuation here for pile number 1, because there's this admiration for like your ability to do that, because I think there does feel like there's a strong connection here, and like for you to break away from that and be detached and to find some kind of like center of gravity is like really actually like very impressive. But for others of you, I think that this might be a different person than the pile number 1, because the pile number 1 person was like very manipulative, and they're coming through in this like shapeshifter energy, and like they're trying to figure out how to kind of get back in. Maybe for some of you that is a soulmate energy though, and they need to learn not to be that way and not to do that. And I feel like whatever karmic they're with, and like whatever people are around, like I said, I think this person's very used to being able to fool people, and that's all people really want from them anyways, is maybe sex, something superficial, like the look of it, but I don't want to go like back. And I feel like that's you. Somebody here doesn't want to go back. I'm not going back. And that's where Shiva is kind of coming through here, and Shiva's saying, I'm hearing Miley Cyrus, I'm not going back. You're taking 7 steps here. And this is like gauntlet is thrown. Nobody is going back. So for those of you, because I can feel the panic where some of you are like, no, because you have gotten away from this. I think like for a lot of you, this is you. You've moved away from some kind of like soul connection. It looked really like sparkly, maybe bohemian. It seemed like very casual and very fun, but then it led you straight to the woods. And I think you threw yourself into the woods. You ran into the woods. You didn't have to do that. And so I just want to say, because that is kind of a rare person. And I think that it has to do with self-preservation and like self-love, because there's something about this person where they're mucking you around. And I think this person's used to people that it's like, as long as you're with me, I will debase myself. And you're like, I'm not debasing myself. Like, I'm protecting myself, and the person who is with me, and they're not going to make me debase myself or accept less in life. They're going to make sure I get good things in life, and not just up to where they say that I can have good things. Like, the sky's the limit for me, dog. So I feel like you ran into the woods, and I feel like Shiva, I'm strongly getting like Shiva, or if it's not Shiva, it just feels like a very strong, powerful presence. But Shiva is the destructive energy. It rules over the destroyer, what things will end. And I feel like Shiva is like, I am going to end this. This has been asked of me. I just heard this has been asked of me to end this, and I will end it. So if this is the same person from the past, from pile number 1, you are panicking because you're like, I don't want that. Somebody here's like, I don't want that. I don't want that person. It sends you into some kind of like spiral where you're like, I can't be around that because that person is a liar. And they are, genuinely, they are. That person is that way, or they have been. Because for some of you, I feel like this person's kind of mirroring your energy and following, and maybe they have actually also thrown themselves, because that's the gauntlet. The woods are the gauntlet. You went through some kind of woods, and they have to follow through the woods if they're choosing you. But it feels like, choose your bullshit chintzy life or actually be real and go through the woods. But this is going to cost you. There's death energy over there. It's scary. You're alone. You're going to get pricked by all the trees and the vines. So if you want something real, and if you don't want to lose your connection to this person, you got to go. You got to go now. Like, it's not, and I think part of that is because this person's very controlling. It doesn't appear controlling, whatever this person does. It feels like bohemian, and like, just they're, there's the strategy of like, well, they're going to go do whatever they're going to do, but then they're going to keep you on the hook, and they're going to lie just enough. They're a liar. Like, this person's not great. They're not great. I do unfortunately feel like there's some type of connection here, but they're really not great. And so I feel like there's this like pitter patter where Shiva is like, no, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to close this out. So what is this person admiring about you? They want your forgiveness. It just keeps coming through like that they want forgiveness. It feels weird here to like kind of just be like, okay, well, what do they admire about you? I'm trying not to get your strength. They actually admire like some type of Saturnian energy that you have, like your ability to go cold, your ability. I think you've actually managed to keep yourself safe from this person by adhering to some kind of code of conduct or some kind of like rules. And this person actually admires that. And they actually feel like comforted and supported, because they kind of weirdly, they know what to expect with you, but it's like only when they're doing the right thing. They can feel like comfortable. But I think that you have a code of conduct, and this person's breached it, and like they admire your strength. They really do. And there's some type of wisdom here. They admire your boundaries. And I think that's the other thing you're scared of is like, are you attracted to me because you think I'm playing hard to get, when you're actually you're really, really fighting for yourself here. Like, it's not a game. And this person's used to playing games. They like games. Okay, who is this? Who is this, and what do they like about you? The irony, yeah. I feel like there is some sense of irony here with you. I don't think it makes sense to this person either. Like, what they admire about you, it's like so beyond words, it doesn't make sense to them. They think that they would... Yeah, there's something about that. I just heard crunchy. So maybe for some of you, you're like crunchy, or you're hippie, or you're granola. It doesn't make sense to this person. They would like you. It's a paradox. It does not make sense. It's because there's a soul connection here. You could incarnate in any time. You know, you could have any likes or whatever. There's a soul connection here. And this person's never experienced that, or they don't like really kind of know about that. This person, there's some type of judgment energy on this person. They've had some type of epiphany here. It also could be that, yeah, their secrets have been unearthed. And, about a fantasy. This feels to me like a continuation of pile number 1. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get away from it, but I can't control it. And I feel like this is how you would feel about this person, this like secret admirer. You're because there's this soulmate connection here, but it does feel like I'm hearing the death knell. Like they have a decision to make, to not come up short, to not be a fantasy, to not be an illusion here. They like the 3 of Cups. So I think they think that you're really fun. They like to hang out with you. I think for some of you, like you're the center of the party, or center of attention, but you're, that's not all of you, actually. There's this irony here. Yeah, there's this deep irony with you and your personality where, You're really fun. And maybe you're even like successful, or there's some kind of spoils that you're like enjoying, but you have this like King of Swords kind of energy too, where you're really smart, or you're bookish, or you're a nerd, or like you'll just kind of bring up like, oh, did you read this or that? And like it's in this kind of very social capacity. And they like that you don't just get swept up and swept away. Again, this person, it doesn't seem like it suits their selfishness. And so I think they're really surprised that they like that about you, but they like that about you. This is so funny because I feel like you're just kind of a force to be reckoned with, and that caught this person off guard. You do have choices. They like that you have choices. You have really good friends. I think this person even likes your friends. But if you can't figure something out, and if something like confuses you or it's not adding up, then you will end it, even if it hurts you. And then you will be the Knight of Wands. And you'll just go explore, or you'll be in and out, or like, I think you flipped the script on this person. I don't think you even meant to. I think that this is just like who you are as a person. There's something here. There's a deep sense of irony of what this person's attracted to in you. I feel like you did something. I feel like there's this thing that this person thinks about of like, wow, where like you left, or you did something that this person was not expecting, and they think about that, and it made you like 10 times more attractive to this person. They like that you resist temptation. They like that you don't just trust them, or they like that you have your own stuff going on, and that you have like built a life for yourself like outside of them, and like for something like the car you drive. This person, okay, who is your secret admirer, is having money troubles right now. And I don't think they were always having money troubles, but I think I am kind of getting like it's funny because I feel like something's changed for this person, where like there was a certain context that they were used to be viewed in where I feel like they were the favorite, but they maybe traveled for work or something here, and they actually didn't give very much, and they kind of breadcrumbed. And I think this is like weirdly mirroring the karma of like your situation. And now they're actually being seen as not really following through, not really like completing projects. And this feels like it's happening in their work. Weirdly, I feel Shiva is a part of this, to unearth who this person actually is for all to see. It's kind of to where this person can't get away with this, because I feel like this person's very charming. And I think, yeah, they're very charming. And I think they use that charm to fool and to be seen in a way that they're actually like kind of not, but this is being unearthed. So I do feel like they're having some type of money troubles now. There's some type of a decision here. They kind of feel like they're at somebody's mercy. And that's when they think of you. That was Luna. Little emotional cat. That's the truth. Okay, so maybe that's what this person's trying to hide. So for some of you, this is, thank God, because I'm feeling this relief of like this. For some of you, this is not an extension of like that person from pile number one. They had their own like issues. But for some of you, this is the truth that this person was trying to hide, is that they're having some kind of money troubles. And maybe you feel like they're trying to use you for money. This admirer could be trying to use you for your money. So be careful. Let me just go into that really quick. What are they? Because weird things to admire about you, right? Like your drive and your like, because you're everything this person's not. This is very much like maybe a shadow side connection. You represent this person's shadow side, where they're not very reliable. They're not very integral. They don't follow through, but you are all those things. You're steadfast. And again, like you have the fruits of that, and you have to be careful that this person's not just drawn to the fruits of it and they want to take the fruits without actually having to learn how to be the real thing. Who is this admirer? I feel off today. I'm sorry. Like, just sorry if I'm like babbly or whatever. Yo, this person wants, for some of you, this person wants your money. I do think And for some of you, this sucks because I think there's an actual soul connection here. So, but that's part of their karma where like they didn't pursue something when it was innocent between the two of you and you could tell that it was innocent because there is like this love connection here. And it feels like their lovers is the Queen of Pentacles. I actually think this is a soulmate connection for a lot of you. So this is why this is really hard. And I think that you would be looking at this person like, what do you want? What do you want? Like, yeah, so there's some kind of like, again, you're confused because of this person's charm. Like, I just heard say, you're sorry, that face of an angel comes out just when you need it to. You're confused by this person. I feel you're also very frustrated because you don't want this person to be coming through in pile number 2, and neither do I, but here we are. It is very twin flamey. Who is pile number 2's secret admirer? For a lot of you, I feel like this is a person that you felt a lot of love for. They were not treating you right. You had to leave in order to protect yourself. I feel Shiva was with you that entire time. If it's not Shiva, it's God, you know? There's some kind of, it feels very masculine. It's a masculine side of God, very protecting, very like kind of brotherly, very follow me, very I will protect you. And you were like protected and shielded. I'm so sorry if you can hear my cat. Is there any other admirer than them? Let me just see. There is another admirer here. Okay. Ooh, and a King of Wands. Okay, thank God. There's a fire sign. Okay, this is also sent in by God, this person. You are being protected from this other person because it's like they're like some kind of weird threat to you. And they should not be. So there's another person coming in. This is a very noble person. Oh, thank God. I can like feel this group. Like you were freaked out and like panicked. And I think this is kind of the state that you're in. You're at this like joint, like kind of kneecap place where you're letting go of this and you're getting on some type of new cycle. And it's so visceral to me where it's like, oh God, no, 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 no. But then like as soon as this other energy comes in and it feels like maybe it's just right around the corner or something here, it's going to seem strange and it's going to seem all at once. Like, so for some of you, this person's not in your life yet, but they're coming in because there's some type of plan. And it feels like you have some kind of masculine guidance that is like leading you through whatever this is, like something here that like very much understands men. Whoever this is coming in, this person is noble. This person is strong. This person has a big dick. I just heard. Good for you. And they are like a leader and they are a planner. They are somebody here who follows through and will follow through with you. This has everything to do with, healing your heart. And I do think this person, they create some kind of boundary for you. They tell the truth. This person is so upright in their character. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for pile number 2's person here. This bothers me so much. Oh, I'm just going to say this really quick. This bothers me so much because obviously I'm here doing a pick a card, right? And so it would be very, very nice if when people like picked their pile, it could get right into the meat and potatoes of what they're actually looking for. And it just feels like there's this person pulling on your energy and you're feeling it and you're trying to break away because you're still at that part of the cycle too. But it just annoys me because look at this person that's coming through. And it's just like, why can't this be pile number 2? Maybe we should just start the pile number 2 here, babe. I'm just gonna flicker. What should I flicker? General messages and then pile 2. Just so you can find that later. Okay, so, okay, yeah, this person's like very noble. I think they're very athletic. This is a fire sign, very athletic. There's a lot of mirroring here. So this person is very drawn into you because you have this very childlike nature. Okay, so this person kind of likes the same things about you, but this person sees you much more clearly than this person from your past. I feel like things are going to like really start off as friendship. And I think that this person really like watches you and they are watching you like with a friend. They could be watching you help somebody or teach somebody something or, and they really, really like that. And they actually see it as being sweet and being compassionate, but also they see themselves in that too, like the leadership qualities of like, in order to be able to help somebody or teach somebody something, you have to have like some kind of full understanding of it. You have to be a good communicator. This person sees like some kind of well-rounded nature. They also see that some of you kind of hide yourself, or they might meet you during a time period where, it's kind of giving like the sun dips below the horizon line, but just for like a brief period of time. So some kind of shadow work or underworld journey where you're expecting it to be that. You're expecting something here to like be tough or to be a death energy. And actually, this person, I just heard, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. So there's this like sun person here. They could be a Leo, or they could have like sun dominance in their chart. I'm kind of getting that of, I think this person also has a lot of options, and I think that they have entertained some of those options, honestly, but not all of them. This person is not obsessed with their dick. It's kind of giving big D energy, to be honest. They're not like preoccupied, and this is not a manipulator. And so I think they also have something that they're focused on or working on. This person could have some type of leadership position, and again, they have to like make some kind of decisions, and they don't really like to mix their energy with people that they don't admire. So even somebody that they're attracted to, I feel like they have to admire this person, and I feel like that person is you. So, I feel like it's going to be all at once. Like, you're really not expecting this. I actually feel like this weirdly is a reunion. Like, I don't think that you've met this person before, but I feel like weirdly this is a reunion. It could be for some of you that you did know this person, but this feels like when you were kids. And I mean like when you were actually kids. When you were like, I don't know, wiping glue all over your hands and like picking it off. Like, it feels like that. And, so it's like happy, but at the very least, this is like your souls recognize each other. Maybe you haven't been around each other for a while, and it's like, oh my God, it's you. And this is like very, very happy. I feel like this is going to lead to marriage, and I feel like it's going to be a very happy marriage, and it feels like very warm and very vibrant. I feel like there's a lot of activity around your home. So you could both like really like being home. It could be that you're both homebodies, and that could be because I think this person is a leader, and or like people rely on them to make decisions for them, and they would really just they like being at their home, because I think it's not that they feel like they have to turn it on, you know, the razzle dazz when they leave the house, but they just like to they have to present themselves as a certain way of being like trustworthy and whatever, like and so they like to just be able to let everything kind of drop like in their home, and it's like kind of around you, but this person like has a lot of fun with you like around the house, and that's like kind of their favorite thing is what I'm getting. Oh my gosh, there's this person from the past that's getting angry. I'm not going to go into that. Oh my God, I'm just so angry. This person, I'm going to get another deck if they're coming through. So, and this person, whoever this new person is, they do provide some type of protection, like for you and like for your heart. They are kind of like your sheltering tree. This person might like the woods or the forest. They feel comfortable there. And I think that I mean that as like a metaphor as well. Like, this person's used to navigating the woods. This person has that kind of guide, actually, like energy. It's giving like int, you know, or like a lechi. It's giving that kind of vibe where, and like a lechi, right, is the leader over a forest. Like there might be some real affinity with trees here. This person's kind of reminding me as an oak tree. And look, I just started like playing with my hair. I feel like when you see this person, you might not even know that you like this person. And until you're just like looking at them and you're like, am I playing with my hair? Like, oh my God. Like, you know, because you're not expecting to fall in love, or like maybe this person is like your boss. I'm not getting that they're your boss, but I do feel like they're like a leader or something. And you're like, probably everybody likes this person. And you're so used to the treatment that you got from like whatever, like the pile number one phase of your life, for those of you that's resonating, where you're so confused. And I also think that you have a certain level of respect for this person, because you don't want to be what other people have done to you to this person. You're like, probably everybody likes this person, probably everybody bum rushes upon this person, and of course they're nice. Like I think a lot of people around this person are kind of the way that the pile number one energies like were to you, where they're like, oh my gosh, he said hi to me. He loves me. Like, he's in love with me. He has a crush. And it's really because they're projecting out their own crushy feelings on this person. And again, they're not taking time to see if that person actually likes them. And you are not doing that, actually. And I feel like that's why Spirit wants the two of you guys together, because I feel like you're kind of hung back and you're like, oh, well, you might even like kind of hide yourself from this person because you're not wanting to be a bother, or you're not wanting to be annoying. You don't want to bother this person. And I just want to say, I think that is, if you really thought about it, it's a difference between this person and like this pile number one person, this like last person that you felt really attracted to or something. It's a difference here because you feel with this person that you could actually be bothering them. Like if you are putting your sexual energy out there, and it's because they're dignified, they're noble, and their sexuality and playing mind games, and that's not what this person's about. They have some other purpose. They have something else that they want to put their time, energy, skill, and attention on, and it's really respectable. And that is actually a big deal. Like, it's a big difference between this person and this other person, is that you actually kind of get the sense that I don't want to bother you, like, because probably a lot of other people do, but this person does like you as well. And I think this person kind of does watch you from afar, and they kind of notice actually that you are like hiding your energy a little bit, but they also notice some kind of transformation. They also could watch that you have gone from the student to the teacher in some kind of capacity. And they recognize game, but this feels like you guys might have a funny connection like that, where you say things or you joke about things that hurt you with this, like, with some kind of other traumatic past experience, like a phase in your life, or again, like this person from pile number 1. But this person is like, don't hate the player, hate the game, but like they don't mean it. They're not a player, and they say stupid shit like that. And it's kind of like retraining you of like, you can have fun. And because I feel like with this past person, or maybe multiple past people, you would have like laughed like just innocently or something. And then actually this person was a player. Actually, this person did hurt you. Actually, this person had a whole other double life that you didn't know about. They hang out with weird people that do weird stuff. And it was shocking and it was traumatic. Not with this person. With this person, I feel like you can goof off and you can have fun. And this person is actually kind of making fun of dating culture or something like that right along with you, but you might not like kind of, and again, I'm just seeing like you might play with your hair around this person and like not even like really know it, or like this person's kind of talking, and I feel like this person maybe knows a lot about something. And again, I think they like the forest, or like this person likes being alone, but they have like some type of function, or you always see them in the middle of people or something, but they really like being alone. They like maybe like camping, very simple stuff. Because I just saw like a can of beans, like just opening up a can of beans and putting it on a fire and like not getting too fancy with it. Like this person's like, I don't like too fancy with it. But this is a person who could have fancy in every sense of the word if they wanted it. They could have the most coiffed poodle for their pet, and they could have the most coiffed apartment to live in, and the most coiffed partner. But this person doesn't like that. This person likes like simple, straightforward. They like it to function. And again, there's this like air of, I have to respect you. Like, I have like respect and admiration. And like I said, this person sees you much more clearly, because it's kind of the same things that are coming through, because that person from your past, they were like, well, I like that you're really social, and that you have a lot of friends, and maybe I like your friends, but I like that you have this kind of surprise King of Swords. This person is like not thinking like, oh my gosh, you're the King of Swords. And it's funny because sometimes the King of Swords, even though it's the swords and it's an air sign, right? To me, it's like very Scorpio, like kind of a very Scorpio energy, because I think about like the scorpion, the eagle, and the phoenix. Like those are the different levels of Scorpio. You don't want to meet a Scorpio, because that's a very tit for tat kind of person, very low, I just sting. I don't think, I just sting and I ask questions later, because I feel very threatened. But I always think about, it's like the eagle version of the Scorpio, because for the King of Swords. It's like kind of that bird's eye view and like kind of keeping things away, keeping a distance here. That's how this like person from your past, or maybe people from your past, were seeing you as like, you have this surprise King of Swords, where you're like noticing that. I think actually they're projecting that out onto you, because they are the King of Swords, where they're kind of playing in this way that they kind of play this chess master, and they're kind of observing things from on high and stuff. That's not how this person sees you, but they're still relating to like your intellect. But to this person, they see your intellect as being much more integrated into like a whole aspect of your personality. They see your depth. They see that you have some type of depth, and they see some kind of phoenix energy, some kind of change and transformation. So they see you actually as having mastered some kind of scorpionic energy. And I think part of why the pile number 1 person, like your ex from your past or whoever these people were, can't see that is because they were your crucible, and they were the thing that you had to kind of sacrifice yourself on, because you ran through this forest in order to become the phoenix, and they can't give you that credit because they would have to have some modicum of self-awareness. So this person who is like the King of Wands, they have that. They have self-awareness of themselves, and that's why I'm saying like they see themselves in you, but it's not like in a weird way or in like taking credit for you kind of way, like I taught them everything I know. It's not like that. It's just like recognize game. I recognize that because they've been through something similar, and or they do this for a living is what I heard. Some of you, they induce phoenix energy for a living. Oh, okay. So in pile number 1, remember I was saying there was somebody that hurt you that's thinking about you because you had a lot of admirers there. And I think you still do. For some of you, you're resonating with pile number 1 and pile number 2, and there's like a lot more people that are interested in you. But remember there was a where I was saying about like the distinct people that are coming through, and there was one person that really hurt you, and there was another person that like healed you in some way. But it felt to me like the way that they healed you was in that like vibranium Wakanda sense, but where it felt like a one size fits all, where like this person, and it feels like this might be this person that's coming through, being around them heals a lot, just because you when you express yourself it's not reduced to the lowest common denominator where you're made to be the problem. Like, because that's how these people in pile number one could see you. And it could be obviously you were younger then, because for some of you, I feel like there's this continuation. I'm just getting that very strongly, where you're kind of emerging from that and, you know, again, like hiding yourself. So, but it's not that way with this person. This person sees you very clearly and they want a passionate in the beginning. And this person wants to give it to you. I really feel like you're going to like this person. I just feel like it's good. Because I also feel it's kind of blessed. Like it's kind of a gift because of the way this man handles his masculinity. I'm literally hearing Shiva. Shiva just like winked at me because his symbol is like the male part, you know, and it's like, and it's so powerful that he can supposedly manifest himself into existence. He doesn't need the feminine energy. And this person maybe is a devotee of Shiva. There could be like a fire connection here as well too. Or like ash. You may have some ashy. I don't know. There could be something here like where there could be something here that signifies fire or ash or woods. My gosh, this person... Okay, so this person, like I said, they like you, and they like you because you're the queen of pentacles. And that's not how these people were seeing you in the past. So what I like about this, it's grounded, it's material, it's real. Like what was going on in pile number one was a lot of fantasy. It was a lot of, I make a fantasy of you in my mind. And when I interact with a fantasy of you and you don't do what I want, I get mad. You know, for some of you, I don't know if there was some like ABUSE going on in those situations, but it's like messed up. Somebody here is like messed up. There could be a problem with drinking. There could be, but this person doesn't like the fantasy of you. They very much like the reality of you. They see you in meat space. They see you in a grounded way. They see you as being very intelligent, very balanced. They think that you dress really nice and that you take care of your appearance, and that this person also really likes the way you take care of your home. Or there's a lot of home energy. It wouldn't surprise me at all if there was a lot of fourth house overlays between the two of you, or like in your synastry chart. This person like wants to make home with you and for you. It's like bringing fire. I bring you fire and fishes, and here is a chicken for your table. Like this person it does feel kind of like that. It doesn't even feel traditional, because I feel like this person's actually very secure in their masculinity. And if you wanted to go down some kind of non-traditional path, if it suited this person too, I feel like they would go down that path. They feel so sovereign. This person feels so incredibly sovereign. But it does feel like they do want to provide for you. And they like what you do with what they provide. Something here like that too, like you can cook a chicken. You know, you should taste this lady's roast. You know, it's something here like that. Or like they like the home that you make together. And it feels like physically, they like the home that you make. It's very stable. They like the routines. And it seems effortless, but this is not a person who thinks that you don't need help and that everything just magically cleans itself. They're not that way. And they're just like very supportive. It feels like this is like a very supportive person. Yeah, and they see this person also, like when you meet them, they're on their way to some kind of victory. And you might see them as being like very stable, because this is maybe the most stable person that you've ever been with or that you've ever seen. And but they're on their way to some kind of victory, and they see you as being a part of that. But this doesn't feel superficial. It doesn't feel chintzy. It feels organic. This just feels like really organic. This person also might like fabrics. They like the simple things. This is a person who's very disillusioned by the world as well. They kind of see things and they're like, it's like, that's a functioning dysfunction, you know? And this person, I think it wouldn't surprise me at all if this person's like a meditator, or if they have some kind of experience where, I don't know, this person might tell you, yeah, I don't know, I just packed a bag and I went to the Rocky Mountains for 3 months and I just lived there. And you'd be like, huh? But I also feel like this person maybe for some of you, this person doesn't talk much. It's that energy. They might not open up much, and it's not because they're deceitful or anything. It's just because they find that they just don't think that it's like relevant, or it was like just for them, or they didn't know that you would be interested in it. Or it also feels like this person, they do talk and they're very social, and I feel like they're good at that. And there's something about that where they kind of maybe provide a social container, like when they speak, but I think they don't talk much about themselves, is what I'm getting. They might talk a lot about ideas, or their job might require them to make decisions or talk a lot, but I feel like this person kind of doesn't talk a lot about themselves. And when they do talk a lot about themselves, it's like, it's not a lot and it's extremely relevant. But I think that, you know, you're their partner, and like you kind of, this might be a person where you always feel like you're getting to know them. Like way into your relationship where you're like, how could you not have told me this? But it's not deceitful at all. It's just, it feels like it's private, or like, well, I didn't really think that mattered to anyone, or I don't know. This person's wise. They are really wise. And this is also a person who spent time inside of themselves. They have a lot of love for you, like just a lot of heart energy for you. Just as describing my perfect match. I do think this person does feel stood over by some kind of an authority. Oh my gosh, weirdly, do you want to know what I think it is? I think it's like they almost feel enslaved to wanting to provide the perfect life for somebody. Like even before they met you, they knew that they wanted something material, and they knew that they wanted it to be like this hierophant energy. So for some of you, this could be something spiritual. This person could actually have known that they wanted like some kind of spiritual path. But it also, for others of you, like this person always knew that they wanted to be married, and that they wanted it to be like a happy, holy kind of union. And they maybe like work really hard, and they protect their heart, and they want to provide for somebody here. Yeah, they want to have something real and like tangible, so that they can be fair. And very balanced. This is somebody who really thinks about that. They actually think about like, I want to bring something to the table so that I'm like equal part to this. But I think this person brings more to the table. They're so worried about like pushing forward in life and like being good at what they do, or like gaining some kind of, and it feels like this kind of authority that's always like hovering over them. Like they just kind of never feel like they're good enough. But I feel like this person has and will offer you more than anybody else has ever offered you. So this is kind of sad in a way, because I feel like this person doesn't feel like appreciated or celebrated. They do notice that other people notice you, and they wonder if you like them too. You both kind of have that with each other, but it's so grounded and it's so practical. And I just feel like this person's going to take slow steps towards you, like in the physical. And they also have something that they're focused on too, and it has to do with work. Okay, what do they like and admire about you? They think you're really sexy. They like the way that you move. There is something here actually about your body, but this doesn't feel like gross. It feels like the way that you move, and it feels like the wholeness of your body, something here. You may have like broke the mold, or for some of you, if this person also had like a negative ex, seeing you like kind of snapped them out of it. Like where that was like finally dead and over and gone. And seeing you like snapped them out of it. Because again, I think you bring this tower energy and you don't even realize it. You bring some kind of death energy and you don't even realize it. You kind of put people through the Bardo of like, you've got to walk through the valley of the shadow of death kind of a thing. They think that you're so loving and harmonious and peaceful, but you are different as well. Like with a star, you're different. Something about you really does stand out. I think it's something about your body is different or stands out. There's also some kind of transformation that you have gone through. So I feel like this person has watched that, and maybe now they're looking at you different. It could be that you guys were friends, and then all of a sudden you undergo some kind of transformation, and this person's like, badow, like, I don't know, like that's my perfect person. I don't know. Anonymous, thank you so much for your super chat. Yeah, this person has like a lot of love for you. And I actually think, to be honest, like I'm not objectifying you in any way, but I feel like you are this person's spiritual inheritance. I just heard twin flames. I feel like you're each other's spiritual inheritance. Like each other's like calm after the storm. Your home is a very happy place, and it's a very stable place at the same time. And it's like just so grounded in reality, and it's so real. And it's a place of like healing. I feel like there's star family that have been involved in like leading you to this person. This is your 10 of Cups. Yeah. This guy might live away from his family, or you guys might move somewhere. You might have an epiphany to move somewhere. And that could be to introduce you to him, or that could be you guys are like going somewhere. I don't know. What is that? I feel like it's a blessing. I feel like it's spirit like guiding your steps to finally like end something, like a cycle of bad, rotten behavior. Yeah. And I think, again, I think this is part of like severing whatever this was like from your past. And this person may also have something like that too. But this feels like a blessing. It feels like the biggest blessing of your life, to be honest. And there's something about spiritual awakening. This person may have a spiritual awakening in their lifetime if they haven't had one already. I don't think this person's fully enlightened like whenever you meet them. But I just think that they're maybe on that path. They maybe have had some kind of enlightenment experience, or like they will have that. Or they'll give you one. Like something that they do or say, or like I said, for some of you, this person did something weird and you might not find out about it right away. And it's not because they're being deceitful, but I just feel like this person is going to be like, and that's when I ate beans for an entire month and I lived in a canyon. And you're like, what? How did I not know this? Why do you not speak about this? And this person's like, I just don't speak about it. It may be actually really precious to them. They might not even know that that's why they don't speak about it, is because that was actually like really precious. Because I think this person has like a real affinity to the natural world. And I do think, I just heard desert, but like, and forest, like, and yeah, it feels like that. But this person has or mountain. There's something that this person has a real affinity with. And it's, a certain like landscape. And I feel like this person has a certain favorite, or like they have a certain favorite at different times. They just have a real affinity with the natural world. And also I just heard that's why you can tell this person like actually likes women too, because this person likes Mother Nature. Like when they go out into Mother Nature and she almost kills him and there's a drought and he slides down a mountain and breaks his ass and he's like, wow, that was another day. Like, you know, I don't know. It feels like something like that, of like liking Mother Nature. And like, this is a really special person. Really special person. But just very like mundane. So anyways, okay, that was pile number 2. And you know what? I am, when we timestamp this, I'm literally going to start the timestamp for pile number 2 in like when we started talking about the second person, because it just felt like there's so much cling from that first person. It really bothers me. Okay. So I'm going to throw this up here. Oh, 250-acre farm with cows. When you actually like and appreciate women, things work out. Reminds me of those people you mentioned that were so wild with broken bones still hiking. Yo. I was thinking about them too, like not too long ago. Just crazy. Crazy, crazy people. Emerald is my birthstone as well. Happy, happy. Thank you for the new person energy. God bless. Yeah. And thank you for the new person energy, because again, this feels like something you've had to really fight and like kind of fight for and like pull yourself towards. And so the reading, I feel like, is just reflecting that, but you're actually doing it. Okay. So compassion, compassion, compassion. All right, so pile number 3. Well, let me just put my little lip gloss on. Yeah, seriously, thank you. Okay, so pile number 3. Who is your secret admirer? Huh. Who is pile number 3 secret admirer spirit? This person could own a business. Or they see that you own a business. Okay, this is so funny. This person, again, very elusive energy. This person might well own a business. They see you, though, as like the moon energy. They see you as like very balanced, very seductive. They really like your eyes. They really like your stare. They also see you as very independent and maybe like very determined or high powered in your career, or that's who this person is. I can't tell. I can't tell with this one. Okay, this person is like maybe very Jupiter dominant. So, or you are. They could really see you as like a bombshell here, like very attractive. I was just kind of getting that. This person really finds you to be beautiful, likes your body, likes your stare. They feel like you're very, for some of you, you're doing something in your career. But this person, or you're even in school, there's like a pushing forward energy, like a willpower energy with you. And, dang, this person is very elusive. Some of you guys like some really elusive people here. Because I'm getting that this person watches you. They might be a touch psychic, to be honest. They feel like they have a lot. It feels like this person may have money, or like a lot of education, like higher education in some way. Who is this person that's your secret admirer? For some, there is a distinctly, like, there's a witchcraft thing here. And I don't know if they're seeing that, you know, you're obviously into tarot here, or if this person also is. It could be like a change in this person that's happened, and it could be kind of behind the scenes, because I think this person could seem kind of like a square, not in a bad way. I don't think this person seems like boring or anything or predictable. I actually think this person seems like a Jupiter person. They seem very well-rounded. They have a lot of something. They have a lot of knowledge. They have a lot of money. They could control some kind of resource for like a company or something where they have to divvy out all the chickens, you know, if you will. Who is this person that has a crush? Who is pile number 3, secret admirer? Yo, okay, very masculine energy. This could be an older person, or like they're just like more mature. They're watching you. This person just watches you though. I don't know that you have interacted with this person like at all or very much. For some of you, this could be something like, I don't know, like for some of you, I don't know if you work for like a really big company or something, it could be this person's company and like they never speak to you, but they do like look at you. Or how do I describe this? Okay, this is another really good energy. This person, there's a sun moon connection here. So this is like very soulmate connection. And it feels like, again, there's something about your moon energy, and maybe it comes out like in private, but I just don't feel like this person has been around you in private. This is hard to understand. Or like your home or something. It feels like your moon energy, right? Like, so your moon sign, the things that make you feel at home and comfortable, and like the way that your mind works, like your innards, if you will. It feels like this person expresses it on the outside, but it could be that this person sees it because, again, this feels like a sun moon connection. So if you've ever had that around you, I actually really like the energy, and I think a lot of people do, because the sun is such like a warm energy. But it could be that this person's sun sign sits on your moon sign, and it feels like really warm for you to be around this person. So I don't know if you realize that this person is admiring you, and maybe it's not fully in like a schmegsual way or an attraction way. I do. Because for some of you, it might be in like a paternal way, or this person guides you in some way. But I do think, you know, for a lot of you, this is a secret admirer, and they see your innards. Like you have some kind of innate understanding or something, and what this person expresses in the world. This is like hard. I think this person feels alone a lot. They're maybe very high powered in their career. Maybe that's who this is. Like this person's kind of, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay. And they maybe see like your potential for that. And it could be that this person has a business and they see like the two, like they could plug you in somewhere in their business. but it feels like it's a part of their like broader plan or something. But this person's like very fascinated or very interested in you. And I just don't think that this person stops to really stare or stops to really like look at people for very long, because they're always like moving from one thing to another and they're always like really doing something. But this person has like stopped to notice you in particular, and they think that you're like very regal, and but they might feel like you're off limits for some reason. And it could be because of like their position again, because like it feels like maybe this person runs a company or is like your professor or something. There's also somebody that watches this person interacting with you, and they want this person to shut down any like one-to-one conversation. They don't want this person maybe working one-to-one with you. They don't want this person having some kind of conversation with you. Because this person like hawks around them. So this person, I don't know who this is, because for some of you, it's not even a partner. This is just somebody who hawks around them. And it could be like, I don't know if you've seen Ted Lasso, but when Keely is the cute little girl, right? She's not a little girl. She's a grown woman, but she's so cute. And so at one point she's like starts her own business. And Barbara is the woman that is like appointed by Jack, the woman who like is funding her business. But Barbara is so meticulous, and she doesn't let Keely have any fun, and she cancels her like flower. So there could be somebody here around this person that's like has to crunch the numbers or something, and they don't want this person to be distracted by you. Oh my gosh, because Keely also hires one of her friends in that. She was genuinely impressed by that person's way that she behaved on a photo shoot, because they were shooting some kind of promo for something, and her friend, Keely was a model, and so, but she grew into somebody who kind of works on the other side of it. And so this lady was also a model, and she was like, maybe I'll get out one day too, but she made some really good suggestions. So Keely offered her a job, and Barbara didn't really like that Keely was doing that, because she felt like she was kind of blinded, and she was, because that she ended up not being like the best person. So it could be that somebody here is like, I know that you're like, I don't know. They don't want this person like, because they're afraid that something is going to be like it's going to throw a spanner in the works, basically. Like if this person has a relationship with you, or that's one-to-one, and that even could be like some type of mentoring thing, but it feels like there's an attraction here. I think there is an attraction here, but I think there's also like this person may want to mentor you, or sees you as like following in their footsteps in some way, and they see that you have the stuff. And that you get something like in a whole way, or that you could if they sat down and like express that to you. But there is somebody here that doesn't like this. And for some of you, I think that it's somebody who like maybe has their eye on the situation and like wants this person, they want to be associated with this person. And again, it doesn't have to be a schmegul thing. It could just be like, I want people to associate me with this person, and I don't want them to associate them with like their partner or something, because that doesn't suit like my agenda or something here. Yeah. Dang, this person like really does want a relationship. For some of you, they want out of a contract, or this is somebody who wants out of some kind of contract, or they want out of some kind of relationship. So for some of you, this person could be married, or they could be living with someone. For some, I don't know, maybe they're not married. Yeah, well, Jupiter came through, Jupiter's husband. So it could be for some of you that they are, but it also could be that they're in some type of maybe they have like a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And again, this person's more focused on their career. Maybe for some of you that didn't really suit them, but they have like a lease with that person or something. And so, yeah. There could be somebody in this person's family that's really protective of like the family, because it could be like the family name and the family heirlooms and the family goods. It feels like this person has something. They have a little something, you know? And I think for a lot of you, even if this person does come from like wealth, I think they've worked very hard for it. And that includes like their reputation, or like the family reputation or something. And there's people around this person, at least one person, possibly two, that just like hawk around, and they maybe see you as a threat to that. They see you as like a threat. I don't know, but they're also trying to like move around this person. They're not trying to say it directly to this person, because this person does have all the power. Like this person really could make whatever decision that they want. And so people more like handle this person. And I think this person knows it though. And they like really they allow people, you know? I think a lot of people, again, like this person, but it feels like they like what this person can provide. And there is somebody here that there's somebody psychic around. It might not be this person. It might be somebody else around. And they're threatened that maybe you are going to interrupt some kind of plan. or the goal. It could be the goal of the business, or this is somebody who's going somewhere. They have people want to ride this person's coattails. And look, there's some type of psychic person here. Who is this? Yeah, there's some kind of past business and somebody watching you. Maybe you used to work for this person. I don't know. Knows more about you than... Yo, that is so true. Serenity just said kind of watches before approaching, knows more about you than they let on. And I feel like this person always does that. And I feel like that might be something that they do, like just in their job. In their they might meet a lot of people and maybe they just kind of refresh themselves on something. But yeah, they definitely do. Like know a lot more about you than they let on. Let's see. You might like kind of not fit into their world, but in a cute way. Like in a way where you're not very high powered and you just want to like live and let live and not worry too much. You don't take yourself too seriously. Like in a, it's not to say that you're not motivated, but it's like, I don't know. You're not plastic. I'm using the Mean Girls deck here. Who is pile number 3 secret admirer? For some of you, I think that you are the person that I'm describing here. Like somebody very high powered in your career and like, you know, and it's somebody that, yeah, maybe you have a mom behind you. Yeah. And you have people that, for some of you flip the roles. And in that case, the secret admirer is somebody that it's in a friends group. They have alternative friends, but it's like, hold on, let me try to find that card. It's the card in here that... here, it's this one. The Ace of Flames. Where they've got Damien and Janice Ian and then Katie, like all kind of sitting out here. So it is like this is like an alternative friend group, but I feel like there's 2 people here that are maybe very alternative in their style. Could even be like goth or there's some type of style that they like fit into, but then there's Katie who just kind of is new and so you could be new somewhere, I don't know, but it's like you could hang out with like an alternative group of people or something, but you aren't as alternative as these other people. Like that's the person who has a crush on you if you're the one that's like high powered in your career. And it feels like there's actually a lot of love here, and there could be some kind of interest in, like we've got the Queen of Cups, so there's like love here, but there could be some kind of interest in, you know, Katie's parents were anthropologists or something. I don't know. I remember what they did, but they studied animals or something in Africa. But she's got like the vase from the tribe there. So you could have some kind of like interest that is similar to this person. There does feel like there's a friend connection. For some of you, there's a child connection. Like you maybe know this person's child or something. Yeah, somebody here is like really emotional about this person like coming towards you or like starting a conversation with you because they're feeling very defensive and they don't want things to change. Why don't they want things to change? Oh, look, 6 of Cups and then 2 of Plastics. Somebody here is, I think, maybe been friend zoned by this person, but they want something more. Somebody here wants something more with this person and they recognize that there is a natural connection and it's also not superficial. Like you both genuinely have the same hobbies. You genuinely have something in common here. And so you have a lot to talk about or like you can't wait to show each other little things. And this person wishes that they had that with your person and somebody here. Maybe they already embedded themselves into this person's life or sphere. I kind of feel like this person knows it. They kind of seem like nobody's fool, and also they just feel like they're their career, you know? Like this person kind of feels like, well, they don't feel like a bad person. They just feel like I just know that I am my career kind of thing, which is a little bit sad. But so it could be that this person who wants more with this person has already gotten more and has embedded themselves in this person's life or routine in some kind of key way. They want this person to feel like they're indispensable. This could be somebody that they work with, or this could be a friend, or this could be somebody who is like maybe actually a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Yeah. And they don't want, they're sneaking around is what I'm getting. They want the bag. Look, he's stealing the purse. They want the bag. They want to steal the bag, and there's actually like a love connection here. And so somebody here is like very upset about that. Because you're like a nerd. It's like you're a nerd and they're like not, they don't think that they're nerds. Everybody's a nerd on some level. And I think that you just need to know that and accept that. But yeah, so they're very, I don't know, because it's like you're a mathlete, you know? Like, and yeah. This person is a nerd. Okay, I think whoever this is that's admiring you, this person is like, I think, sexy now, and they're confident, and they've got money, and they've got their business, and they've got their career. But really, on the inside, this person is a nerd, and this person actually might go on and on about something here, about this vase that they have, you know, and it's the coolest vase, and you get it, and it's not even fake for you. You're like, that's really cool that you're a nerd, or you might even think that like nerd, you know, but it's not like a bad thing. But you see that this person is a nerd. And they kind of know that they're a nerd. They're like, no, I'm really just like a nerd. But then I grew up and I got successful and everybody like wants at me. And they know it. This person is kind of smiling at me. They're like, I kind of know. But what are you going to do about it? Kind of a thing. I don't know. This is funny. I like this energy. This is like kind of a good energy. I don't feel like this person's full of themselves. I think they're the job though. I think that maybe this person's a workaholic and there's somewhere that they want to go in their career, and maybe that they've promised people around them that they can go. So they're like, the sky's the limit, or we're going to expand over here, we're going to expand over there. And people are really, really tied to this because it's like some people, they rely on this person and this person's image or name or willpower or something in order for them to get theirs and for them to make their name. And so this person, in a weird way, this is like a sacrifice. In a weird way, it looks like very materialistic. It does feel like this person is kind of sacrificing themselves a bit, but they always feel like independent and kind of alone. And it feels like people just sort of attach this person to this person and they kind of expect that. They kind of just, it's just the way that it is. I just heard it's been this way for so long. I don't really know like another way. But you hit like a friend space. Like you were around and there was something that you guys were talking about or something here, and it hit like some kind of a friend space, or it reminded them of them when they were younger, and it reminded them of innocence. Yeah, it was a tower moment. Weirdly, I think this person manifested this and then was shocked when you came in. There is somebody around this person, though, that like maybe wants to degrade your energy or make fun of you and like quaint, you know, like, oh, that person's really quaint or something. And you're not. But it's because that person wants attention. They want the spotlight on them and they don't want to get caught, and they're hiding a lot. What are they hiding? Yeah. Look, this is the scene from the Halloween party where Katie was sabotaged going after Aaron Samuels. So there's some type of ex. There's somebody here who is this like kind of plastic energy. And they want to block something here. They want to block communication or some kind of, and they want to like seduce this person or like get them to go out. They want to be seen as a wish fulfillment. Look, it's like funny though, because it's like this kind of as a wish fulfillment. Superficial. And this is kind of what this person wants with you. Like it's, yeah, and they might want to put an end to somebody here could be just partying with this person, sleeping with them, whatever, and they want it to go somewhere. They want it to be their bag, and you are actually like the person that they would actually, if people weren't chasing after this person for the wrong reasons, like you're the person that they would naturally kind of, you have a natural connection. It just feels like that. Yeah. Nerds. For some, this person might want to say sorry for something because they had these people around you, or they entertained you. For some, this person's like massively successful and they're starting to see something different now. And they're starting to see their own behavior is different. There could have been somebody around them that was saying inappropriate things about you. Because I just saw the guy in here that was like, did you want us to assign someone to butter your muffin? And you were like, what? And maybe didn't understand that. So I think maybe for some of you, this person wants to apologize for the way that you were treated, because there could have been a lot of misogyny or a lot of just like mistreating of women or something, degrading women, not viewing women as people or like contributors or something. And you could have been up against that. Or there's a culture, I think maybe there's a culture is what I'm hearing. There's a culture in this company that this person is embarrassed by and wants to apologize for. It doesn't reflect their moon energy. You reflect their moon energy. And if this person had built their business or their whatever on that, then it would have been different people around this person, and it's not, because I do think this person at some point there was a routine. They got into some kind of routine of like the success and just sex and going after people for superficial reasons. But this is like kind of a chill energy. They're kind of like cool or chill in their soul. Yeah, they're the King of Cups. They're like, I'm really just like a nerd, and like, look at him. He just looks like he's posing. It looks like he got up and he went fly fishing. And then somebody was like, all right, we're going to take your picture. Like, it's like that. Something here like that. This person might like to do weird stuff like safari, or like they go fly fishing, or they noodle, noodling, where like you use your arm as like the bait. This person could have like, they could do something weird, but it feels like with animals, but it doesn't. Yeah. Or like safari, or and maybe they do it regularly. So it's like whenever it's fishing season, this person like does the perfect cast. Okay, I'm seeing Goofy from a Goofy movie, and I feel like that's kind of this person. Like on the inside. Yuck. Like I'm hearing that. Like this person, but they feel like they've done a good job hiding it, or like, but they know that they're this way, and they've done like a good job hiding it. They know that they like to fly fish and that they do the perfect cast. They know that they love you. They know that it's real. They know that you guys have real conversations, and they kind of know that they created. This is a very astute person, very astute. And maybe it feels like something about this maybe can't be realized. And this genuinely is like a true secret admirer kind of a thing, because it feels like what this is a smart person. And I feel like this person has kind of pieced together, like, I created a culture around me that made it impossible for my love to exist or thrive or be comfortable. And they kind of think that they're getting karma for that. And they think part of their karma is maybe somebody that they're with and that they've ended up with, and somebody who only wants them for their money, and somebody who is very sabotaging. But this is such a weird energy, because they feel weirdly at peace with it. Like they feel weirdly at peace. Like, that's what I am. That's what I created. And now I know better. And they don't really take this partner seriously. Like, they know it is what it is. They kind of know what she's about. They know what she wants. They always knew. They knew that they always had these kind of people around them, not just in romantic interest, but people who sycophantic kind of types. They know that it's fake. They know that people kind of smile up in their face and are fake. They feel weirdly at peace with it. But they love you. This is so strange. This is a strange one. It's not bad though. But yeah, they do love you. And, it's funny because there's this like Empress lady that thinks she's like got everything right, but really he's saying she's really this Queen of Daggers. Remember this person from Mean Girls? And Katie Heron has this whole epiphany that's like, making fun of her outfit is not gonna make her be any worse at math. Like it doesn't mean that she can still beat me in this contest. Like this person's kind of recognizing that. Like, I don't know. It feels like whoever this person is with, if they're with someone, because not for everybody are they. They just maybe have like a lot of people around. Maybe they are very attractive, or like more conventionally attractive than you or something, but they still don't win. This person's like, she needs to kind of understand that it doesn't stop you from beating her or anybody else. Like, because this is kind of a real one. It's weird. This feels like somebody who is like very real, but they have like this kind of fake chintzy life around them, but they are weirdly self-aware about it. And they feel like, again, she needs to kind of know, maybe she makes fun of people, or like she thinks she's better than people. She told some kind of lie maybe about you to try to make him put up a boundary or a wall, or to make it so that something wouldn't change. And it might not be a she for some of you, but it is a feminine energy to this person. This is somebody who receives the light that this person who's trying to make their name or make their wealth off of this person. And it's seen that way by this person, by whoever they are. It's a functioning dysfunction. This is a very smart person, very astute. They understand what they've built. They understand that it's a functioning dysfunction. They understand that they need to move away from it. They understand that they need to be better. They kind of realize that they've built and gone very far into enemy territory, and they feel like they've gotten a different perspective on things. And right now they're kind of stagnating. I think this person wants to make some kind of big change in their life, and but they're not sure if they're going to do it because they know that they're going to be ridiculed. And maybe there's something here about your connection or standing up for you where it's like this person thought that they were going to be ganged up on, or they were going to be ridiculed because they've surrounded themselves with people that don't reflect them in an inner way. But I feel like you reflected them in an inner way. And I really don't think this should have been because for some of you were bullied at this job, and I really do not think that this should have been the crucible that it was, because I think Spirit had to like try to send somebody in there as a flare, as like a signal flare. And it's like, you are his kind of people. You are like his soul family. You represent him on an inner level. And you had to walk through some terrible people and a terrible culture to deliver that message of like, hey, you should be around me and other people like me and remember who you are. And I think that you really took the brunt of that. And he knows that that's all going to turn on him, this kind of like pariah kind of thing. He knows that you're like the lovers. But I don't know that he said this, but you reminded him of who he really is. And I feel like that's sweet. And I feel like that's this is like a gentle soul. This is a weird energy because I feel like they're very high powered in their career, and they're very like, I don't know, will powered, very, but on the inside, they are calm, very calm, weirdly calm, and at peace. So yeah, this energy actually kind of calmed me down too. Like, yeah, maybe you calm this person down, but they feel like they kind of stink because of what they put you through. And it feels like what they put you through is like they built a culture around them that did not reflect them. And because there's a culture, it's a culture of liars. And somebody here, I think, made something up and told this person something in order to shock them. So it's funny because remember earlier, I was like, somebody here is like afraid of you, and they're afraid of this person having a conversation with you or having a relationship with you, or like even a mentoring relationship with you one-on-one, because they're afraid that it's going to blow everything up, because they know that they're so fake and that everything is so precarious here that just a little bit of truth getting in. Like, this is a deeply controlling, because it feels like there's a lot of money at stake, or promotions, or like the way that people are seen. And so that person made some kind of phone call and lied about you, and it was meant to put this person on guard. And so weirdly, they flipped the tower energy, and like, because they didn't want, there needs to be a tower here. And so Spirit will keep sending towers towards these people because everybody needs to get real, and they need to heal, and they need to stop doing this, and they need to stop being this kind of way, and putting this also feels like, again, it's like a company. It feels like a big stink in our world. It feels like a big stain, because this isn't just one person. This is a culture of people that are not where they're supposed to be. And this person kind of knows it, and it's around them, and it's given them a different perspective of what they thought they were doing and who they thought they were in the world, and where they thought they were going. So I'm kind of getting, for some of you, this person is torn up. They might want to go fly fishing. It's like this person might just be like, I'm quitting my job. I want to put down my high powered career, and I want to watch all these little sycophants run away from me. And I want to watch, for some of you, this person's like, and I want to watch them lie through their teeth. They might flip it where these people have to be like, hey, I'm moving on because the company stops making money because this person's kind of pulled back. Or this person's like, hey, we got 6 months and I'm going to go fly fishing. I'm retiring. For some of you, this person wants to retire or something. And they just want to watch all these little sycophants crawl away, and they want to watch the excuses that they try to give in order to save face, just to, I don't know, there's some weird sense of personal satisfaction to that. And I think this person thinks of you fondly, and they feel a peace when they think about you. And they like you, and this person might want to send you something for your home. Or maybe there was something that you admired, like about theirs, and you were like, oh my gosh, no way, you've got this. This person might want to send that to you. I just heard, because you never asked me for anything. You gave me a lot. He said, nobody's ever done that to me, where you gave me a lot. And for some of you, it's like in their mind. It was like food for thought. You actually did deliver a message. You're actually kind of a messenger from God for this person. And they're like, you didn't ever want anything from me. And all you really liked this like weird crystal that I had on my desk, and like, I just want to send that to you. For some, like, this person wants to give you something for your house. For some, they want to buy you a house or something, or leave you a house in their will or something. This is for some of you. That's just for some. Please don't take that on. But I feel like for some of you, this person is like, no, enough people that are bad and shouldn't have resources. They shouldn't have the resumes that they have because they worked with me. They shouldn't have the money that they have access to because they're bad, materialistic, kind of rotten people. And this person's like, I want to do something good with it. I want to make sure that somebody good, for some of you, this is just for some, where this person's going to leave you something in their will. And it might surprise people, but it's because they just don't want this kind of people to continue to like be a sycophant off of them anymore. So that was an interesting one. I need a house. I feel like that's for like, I don't know, a couple people, or they're just thinking about it. Maybe they won't actually do it, or they're just thinking about it. They're like, that would be really cool. Cause that's the person I just heard blossom. They would love to see you blossom. And maybe there's like a project, or there's maybe a project that you're working on and they're like, or you want to write like a book, or you want to start your own law firm or something. And that person's like that. I just got goosebumps when I said law firm. So I think that's like holds true for somebody. They're like, that person, I just got goosebumps again. Oh, and I just got like a hug. Thank you. Okay. It's not me. But like, yeah, somebody here is like, no, you should be the one to run like your own law firm. I don't want these people. They've gotten what they need. They took what they need to put on their resume. And I just want, you should be the one. It's like you're the one to carry on my legacy kind of a thing. That's for some of you. That's crazy. Dee, thank you so much for the super chat. Aw, thank you God for Jess and her beautiful mind. Aw. Today's read is quite good. Yo, the last thing that I want to say here, because it started off kind of rocky. Well, I mean, I guess it was like very sad, where I think you had to go through a crucible, right? And I just want to say, if you're a pile number 1 person, I feel like it gets better. I feel like it gets better, actually. Like, cause you weren't, weirdly, I feel like part of this group, like your journey is that it starts off where people don't understand you. You're very confused. Wires are all getting crossed. You're having weird things mirrored back to you. You don't understand who you are and why really people actually want you. And you end up getting hurt a lot. But as you start to kind of make your way out of that, you have some really cool people that actually do see you for who you are. And they actually do admire you for really cool reasons. So like these last 2 piles, like you've got some good options, especially if you're drawn to both of them. Actually, I feel like there's some really good options that are coming in here. So, hold on. It was so spot on, Jess. I'm so glad. No, don't please people. Oh, they stole what someone left me. Yeah. Okay. So like for pile number 3, that is the one thing. I think maybe that's why they don't, I don't know. Cause it does feel like that kind of energy around this person where people are going to fight tooth and nail over this person's will. I just get that vibe. And again, there's serious karma playing out here. They kind of know it. And again, they're like, I just heard they have a child. I just heard I have a son. They're worried about that. I'm just started like rocking back and forth. Or maybe this person is a son, or this person could have got baby trapped. And so that's either some kind of self-soothing thing, because they just were really appalled that like some kind of that person exists in this world, somebody that would stoop so low. Because I think this person's like really worked hard to be where they are. And then for somebody just to like use their genitals to get a quick bag and like bring an entire human into the world, I think was really shocking for this person. Okay. Anyways. Also, I just looked down and saw Body Like a Back Road by Sam Hunt. So again, I think this person thinks that you've got like a nice body. Okay, so shall we go to the general messages? The levels of atrocities of karmics are really disgusting. I hope that isn't the case. Yeah. We're all just kind of lost bumping around here, aren't we? All right. We will pick your favorite charity or interest and we will spend it on that. Yes. The grandparents change the will so the farm goes to the grandsons instead of the sons. Yeah, there's weird stuff going on here about like within this family, like with wills and it's all power dynamics, and it feels like you got to kiss butt to get certain things, but also it feels like this person doesn't need that. Like, you know, they maybe can make their own way. All right. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I just heard that. Okay. So for the general messages, okay. Sweet talk and running rejected. Spirit is all right. I'm not going into that because that kind of feels like the pile number 1 person, or it feels like the karmic for the pile number 3 person. And I just don't want to get into that. But I just think that the gist of that was that Spirit is protecting somebody here from some kind of sweet talk. And I think they might, there's some type of karmic lesson. Somebody here is like effed up over you. They want to come back. And I think if I've been getting this message a lot of like some kind of pregnancy, and pregnancy can be a metaphor, of like something here starting. It could be like a job or a career, or like something here that's like growing, but it has to do with this like other person, but it also could be like an actual pregnancy. But whatever that is, I feel like it's actually protection. I think that so that somebody here can get away. And somebody here is meant to be effed up over that person, and it's all playing out the way that it needs to, and it does suck, and it's weird, and it's convoluted, but there's a lot of lessons that are being learned, and we're just going to leave that. Okay, so... okay, so actual general messages. New energy, Spirit. New energy, new energy, new energy, new energy. Bye! Oh my gosh. Okay, so detective. Spirit is saying, okay, so great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. I feel like this is you. You have this like great desire to seek out the truth. But I think that some of you have dealt with somebody here who is like the shadow attribute of this, voyeurism and falsifying information. And why is that coming through? Or maybe you are discovering that someone here. That's another thing. So you, I think, have these great powers of observation and intuition, and you have this desire to seek out the truth. And I think that maybe you are observing in somebody else that they have maybe been like voyeuring or like falsifying information. Yeah. Yeah, somebody here was like just an engineer. They engineered like something here. They engineered their image, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequence. So some of you could be realizing this in yourself, that you had like no regard for some kind of emotional consequence, and you were kind of like tried to make this like mechanistic life for yourself, maybe, especially if this is like situationally specific. So this could be like in your job, where that maybe makes a little more sense because you don't want to have your heart on your sleeve, like at your job or something, because, people can be like kind of cutthroat, but I think that there's this really like kind of Libran compare and contrast energy. I think that, okay, so you have great powers of observation, and I think that potentially you are observing this either in yourself or in somebody else, where somebody here has this ability to give creative energy a practical expression. They have a genuine talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. And so it could be that you are watching that and it's illuminating some kind of falseness, again, within yourself or within somebody else. There's some type of like detective energy here. Old boss. A frequency engineer, maybe. So what else do you want to say about this, Spirit? Okay, servant, delight in serving others. It feels like somebody here is really just observing what is real and what is fraudulent in self and in others, because somebody here has this delight in serving others with a free and loving heart, and somebody here uses some type of lack as an excuse not to move forward with life. A lack of money, or it's like something here is like just never enough. And again, it could be that you are one of these people and you're dealing with another one of these people, and there's just like some kind of observational truth that's coming to the surface. Or you could be observing this in kind of two people around you, where you're noticing that somebody here is kind of the real deal, and they just and I just heard I don't want to be that way anymore. So maybe for some of you, like there's a certain way that you don't want to be anymore, or it could be that having you see this in like a lover is important. It means that they don't want to be that way anymore. So you could be observing this in like a lover here, right? Obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. Yeah, Prince, romantic charm and potential for power, and like also using power for self-aggrandizement. Somebody here is kind of like just been, they have a lot of excuses. They've used lack as an excuse. They don't delight in like just kind of giving of themselves. And I think maybe they thought that they were observing something that was not really true. And they're realizing that they were not observing themselves and that they have to factor themselves into the equation. Because I think for some, this person projected a lot onto you and they were falsifying information and they were kind of voyeuring in on your life. But because they didn't account for who they are, they misunderstood you. But again, I'm just hearing, I don't want to be like that anymore. And for some of you, this kind of like all hitches back to pile number one, because I was saying that, well, you carry this like death energy with you. You carry this like tower energy. And I think that you have experienced it because of how people have treated you, but you also kind of dole this out where it's like, I don't want to be like that anymore. Why was I like kind of clinging to this? And I feel like all of this is kind of going on. So Spirit, what do you want to say about that? Look, okay, so we have the shadow attribute coming out with the athlete, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. So somebody here is just kind of realizing that they've been a fraud or that they fell for a fraud. But I think somebody here is like really realizing that they've been a fraud. And Spirit is saying this is leading somebody, this death process, even though it's been really painful, to a journey of this hero-heroine, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. And look, these two people are trying to reach each other on like the mountain, but this is also like the masculine and feminine sides. So this is like seeking some kind of wholeness and integration. But it's like actually striving for somebody who is the like actually real, who is the real deal, not settling for somebody who is just entitled and invulnerable and full of lack. And this is like some type of path of liberation. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. And also we have the femme fatale. So for some of you, maybe you feel like, inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. So, and chasing that, or in whatever way you feel like, because some of you, I think, feel like you had to be that way in order to like get yourself out of something. And you might like have been through something really, really tough. But, it says imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. So somebody here is realizing that just got them stuck, or that got them like into some kind of tyrannical situation or relationship, or it made them into a tyrant themselves. With the saboteur energy. Induces self-destructive behavior or desire to undermine others. And it really is just highlighting your fear of self-empowerment and the changes that it would bring to your life. Ali Fitz, thank you so much for the super chat. Great reading, Jess. Pile number 1 through 3 all resonated. I'm so glad that you guys are saying that this is a great reading, because I was really insecure about this one. But again, and I think there could be something here. Thank you for bringing this up, because I think this might be a part of the reading about like this projection where that pile number 1 person was just clinging on because it's kind of giving death card energy. And I'm just getting that with your energy. And for some reason, the death card always gives me this like cling of like, something here needs to death. It needs to like transform, but somebody here is just like clinging to something. And because and they're not heeding the warning or like the advice, like you need to change, you need to transform. And for some, like I'm getting that Anurata energy of like, because Anurata a lot of times gets sucked into abusive relationships, and for some it's like, listen, you are the abusive relationship, change. Or for others of you, it's like you are in an abusive relationship and it's time to try to figure out like, you have to be safe and careful about this, but it's like, it's time to kind of figure your way out of this so that you can change and transform, because the dynamics here, like you might think that this is the easier path. It feels like something here was like the easier path, to just like not rock the boat, or to like do whatever this person says, or to not try to fight like your way out of this. It seemed like it was the easier path, and maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe you have kids, maybe they were in school or something, maybe it was, but now it's like, it is the time to try and transform, because there's a dynamic, there's a pattern, there's a marinade that like goes on there, and it needs to stop, it needs to end, it needs to transform and be something else. And you have to maybe dig deep in order to do that. But it feels like there's been some type of cling here, and highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes that it would bring to your life. So I think for some of you, it was you're more comfortable for you to project something onto someone else that wasn't real, in order to, instead of seeing the truth in yourself or in another person that you were with. And it really has like kind of maybe led you up the garden path where now it's the devil energy. It's the natural end result of the devil energy where something was impulsive or it was easy in the moment, and it was trading some kind of momentary ease at the expense of longer term sustainability, health, and happiness. And now it feels like you feel locked into something here, or like it's going to take a lot of effort, and I think it might, but it'll be worth it. And I feel like Spirit is through this like great power of observation here, and maybe even through some kind of voyeurism, like trying to voyeur in on somebody else's like life or experience. And maybe it's because you felt salty, maybe it's because you felt some type of way, and then you're kind of coming to realize that you were just projecting a lot onto this person because you were too scared to let go of something or change or transform or admit the truth to yourself about who you had been, the life that you'd gone down, who you'd involved with. Something here, it was too painful because that person is like it's like a source of some kind of routine. They're just kind of a routine. And maybe you are involved with somebody, or there's some type of pentacles energy. So like stability, money, or somebody did this to you. It also could be that, because again, I kind of am anchoring this into pile number 1, where I feel like you carry this death energy. People project all over you. They create you into a fantasy. Then they get mad at you for not being the fantasy. And they call you fake. Oh, you are a fake. When you're like, the fact that you created a fantasy about me in your mind related to that fantasy as though it was me, didn't bother to get to know me. And you haven't allowed me the full expression of a human being. And I'm not a fake for that. That's not what being fake is. Like, that is something in your own like mind. It feels like you've either initiated this in somebody else, with somebody starting to realize this about you. Because maybe for some of you, somebody is observing you. They thought that they were observing something like real, or like they were suave in observing something like, but actually they were just falsifying information, but this feels like in their own brain, or they could have witnessed other people falsifying information about you. And I think the part of this message is that this is all coming to the surface. If you were lied about, if you felt trapped in a fantasy, that somebody kept you in their own mind of who you are, and then and they were like, oh my gosh, and her favorite color is green, and it turns out it's purple, and this person's like, how dare you, you fake. Like that's all being cleared up, where you're like, my favorite color was never green. You never asked me my favorite color. And instead you filled my car with a bunch of green stuff. And when I told you that green reminded me of vomit, like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's all like being unearthed. Like this is all kind of, the confusion is clearing up is what I'm getting. The fantasy is like clearing up. And somebody here is realizing that they sabotage themselves, or they involved with some kind of saboteur, and they need to be seeking some type of liberation of whatever that is, and that's their path forward. And I just heard you be like, because I feel like that you are like the messenger of that. I kind of feel like you're the death horseman, like whichever one that was in like the Bible or something. It's like you're a messenger from God in a way. You kind of have run through this person's life, and they got themselves in a weird situation that just doesn't represent them at all, and they thought that it was what they were supposed to be in the end all be all. Or you yourself did this, and you were met with a horseman that ran through your life, and it was hard. And I just feel like, have you ever seen like the green and the red flag guy? And like whenever he runs with the flag, sometimes he's like, oh God, like, and he gets like really exhausted. That's kind of what I'm seeing, where you were like, this is a giant red flag, or like, and you had to do that, and people were shooting at you and stuff like while you were running with your big red flag. And only to come to realize, like, wait a second, that person's doing me a favor. Why am I shooting at this person? You're a fake. Like, or I'm a fake. Like, something here like that. Recently met a widow woman at work. I let her talk about her late husband as a courtesy. Now she believes she's the main character in this new friendship. Oh my God. Goddess. Look, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Shadow attribute, exploitation of the female nature and form. I feel like somebody here has done this to themselves or to another person. They involved with someone who exploited them. They wanted to exploit someone else. Like, I don't know. It just feels like this, I'm seeing a tower crumble, but it feels like I just saw you and there was just like some tears running down your eyes. And it just feels like you've completed some type of cycle here and you're kind of free. I feel like you're kind of like free, or you're getting there and you're liberated. And it just feels like there's a way that things were, and it was that way for a long time, and it feels like there was a lot of pain that was pushed upon you because you were not related to as your real self, or somebody else was always chosen over you because it was easy, because they were deceitful, and again, like we pick up on a lot of things where it's like people are baby trapping other people. And as a reminder, men baby trap women a lot in order to take away your choices and bind you to them forever. And those people should not get what they want. Yes, you got to take care of the child, but that should not be a fast track for somebody to get ahead in their career or to be seen. Can you imagine? To be seen as somebody like worth modeling yourself after? No wonder our society is sick. No wonder our world is falling apart. And we all have to take responsibility in our own lives to not save face and actually to represent the truth as it is. And then we can all actually have role models. So people who actually succeed in that kind of a world and in that kind of an environment are actually admirable. And we don't have that. And because everybody's too busy worried about saving face. But somebody here in their own observation could not identify that key factor about themselves, that all they care about is saving face and that it's left them up the garden path. It's led them astray. And if you can't own that in yourself, I don't know what you think you're seeing in other people, because there's a lot of pain here for you to unpack, right? Not you, like the proverbial you. Deborah, thank you so much for the super chat. You brought to the surface today so much fairness. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, look, Shapeshifter. And you know what? This is where we're going to end it, because Shapeshifter was the anchor card at the bottom of the deck. I love it when stuff like this happens. Chef's kiss. But I feel like, look, maybe there's a journey here, whether this is playing out in a relationship space of having chosen somebody here who's negative, Shapeshifter, and moving into becoming the positive shapeshifter for yourself, or choosing someone who is actually in whatever capacity, romantic, platonic, whatever, that's actually this positive shapeshifter energy. Whatever this is, it's moving from the shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. And sometimes your personal agenda isn't to get out of a pickle, but just to be seen in a certain way. I need to be seen as successful. Well, sir or ma'am, have you discovered something? Do you have something to offer the world? No, I just want to be fawned over. Oh, so maybe you shouldn't be. Well, I'm not going to think about that because I lack wisdom. And it's all about me. Me. Stop going in for that and going into the light attribute, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. And I feel like that's even a lot of this pain that we kind of talk through. And I am trying to get better about this for myself, because I just get so riled up, when I am confronted with certain energies. But if you can see the potential in everything, nothing is wasted. And going through difficult experiences does illuminate certain things. It doubles down this resolve. And this is, this is the last thing that I'm going to say, because I was saying to Alex that, the Exorcist card just came out. Oh, okay. So I get it. So that's like a decision, but that's not a single step, right? Deciding to be the healthier shapeshifter energy. And the journey to that is this Exorcist energy, freeing yourself and others from destructive impulses. And before, there was a fear of facing your own demons. So this is a big, big win. And it's also like, this is very much the spiritual path with like the feathers and the beads and like the covering of the third eye there. But okay, so I was saying this to Alex because I have this book in my Amazon cart, and it's been there for a long time, and it's a book about disgust, and it was written by a psychotherapist who did like just a deep dive into disgust. And I really wanted to look at that book because I've just noticed for myself that I'm really motivated by disgust. It's like just such a powerful emotion, and like once that is like hit in me, it like kind of takes over. And I just wonder like what that is. Like, why am I so motivated by disgust? And that book, the whole premise is that disgust is actually a very powerful motivating factor. It's how like, it's one of the ways that we like super define who we are as a person. And it obviously like has ties to germs and things, because we feel that natural sense of disgust. Like, I don't know, if you left some type of food out, and it started to bubble and off gas, you'd feel that disgust, and it's protecting you from like not eating it. But that we also feel disgust for like emotional situations, and we feel it for physical situations. And it's kind of the same apparatus of like, I'm not going to ingest that, or like, I'm going to stay away from that. And it's safety. Like, I haven't read the book, but like, what I kind of saw from like the reviews and stuff, and like, I want to be able to read it because I want to understand it for myself. And because I am so powerfully motivated by disgust. I don't know if everybody is, or if it's just me as a person, but like, if I just see something, and you guys see this in me, it's like, oh, like when somebody just hits that in me, it's just like, ugh, like I feel so powerful about it. It's like very plutonic. And I just feel very repulsed because repulsion is like a plutonic energy as well. And, but also disgust, like it can help form bonds. Like if you're, and maybe that's what we're doing where it's like, we're kind of disgusted by the same thing because it could like hurt us all. I don't know. But, maybe disgust is relevant here. Unpacking disgust in yourself or in someone else, letting it take over you. No, I'm joking. Don't. So I've been feeling that lately whenever I think of people in my past. Fire brings real change. So disgust can spark deep love to purify it. Yeah. So anyways, my main insult is gross. Yo, me too. I say that a lot, like, ugh. And I feel it. Like, I'm not just saying it. Like, I feel it so deeply. And I don't like it kind of because it feels like it just takes me over, where it's like all I can see is disgust, and I lose all sense of like nuance. Maybe this is a confession. Maybe this is like, maybe I'm apologizing. I don't know. Maybe this is like my confessional because I know that it's something. I feel like it's maybe guided me, but I also feel like it's something that's held me back from being like the best spiritual person that I can be because I really can't see anything else when I like just see that disgust. Like it just kind of takes over me and then I can't be like as nuanced as I would like to be in the readings, where I'm like holding space. I used to be much better about it, but I would feel the disgust and then like I would try to like kind of push it down. And like I feel more and more I've been showing it, but then now I don't want to show it. But I feel like I don't just want to bypass it. I want to like actually transcend it and feel like, what is this about? So maybe some of you also feel powerful feelings of disgust and maybe you're giving yourself a hard time, but maybe, I don't know, what is it saying? What is in yourself or maybe like in another person? I don't know. But it's like, if you feel disgusted, because I don't know. Anyway, we have high standards. It's like seeing red. Yeah, it is like seeing red. You're not giving yourself enough credit. Thanks. Das nasty is one of my go-tos. You get disgusted because you see through the facade. Yeah, and I also just like feel out of control though. Like because, just because you can see through the facade doesn't mean that it's like not around you. Like if you say, for instance, I don't know, you happen to live in like a diseased culture. You don't have any control about other people. Like you just are kind of at the whim of it. Like, I mean, not really. I know that you can like, be a source of like positive change, but I don't know. Life is like so hard. And, I'm sure I've disgusted people before. Just give it enough time, I'll disgust you at some point, I'm sure. Anyway, disgust is like aversion. Yeah. And I am an avoidant too. And I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but she's amazing. I found her channel. I have mentioned her in other readings before. She is also an avoidant, but she's a dismissive avoidant. And she's one of the most impressive people that I've ever seen. And a lot of avoidants can be that way because they really have to like go within. But she was talking about like she got into a relationship with somebody and they were really good friends before and she really admired that person. And then all of a sudden her mind started to kind of warp and shift and she started to feel like an aversion or some kind of like disgust. And she realized that it was her avoidance. Like that's like kind of creeping up. It was just like coming through by another name. So maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe this is relevant to some situation that you're dealing with. I'm not sure. Aversion and attachment are also two sides of the same coin. I usually ask what I am avoiding and what I am attached to in the disgust. Yo, I'm going to do that later. Thank you. And that's what brings me back into it. I'm sure I've blank too. Yeah, definitely. It just sucks too because you can't ever trust what someone's intentions are. Like for yourself, you can unpack it and you can kind of know. But it's like, well, why did you do that? I know why I did that, but why did you do that? Because it's like so scary to have to like let your guard down. I'm avoidant, so that makes sense. Yeah. Those dark feelings birth the light of change. Yes. Yeah, and you know what? That's it. And I don't really practice what I preach in that regards because it's like I know and like for other people, I can hold space for other people. But then like I feel like weirdly embarrassed. I've told you guys this, like I know that this is very much a part of my spiritual path to like be in front of people because I feel embarrassed when I am too vulnerable, but this isn't the kind of thing that I would say with my words. Like when I feel like, okay, maybe this is too much. I don't know. But like when I feel like, oh wow, I'm showing my emotion right now. Like it's clear that I'm disgusted. That to me feels very intimate and I don't like it and I don't feel safe because I'm just used to like, I want to appear totally neutral. I want to appear totally professional at all times. And I don't want anything to trigger me ever because it just feels too intimate to reveal. Like that I have a strong feeling either way. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. But then I do this and then like I tap into certain energies and it brings out powerful emotions, even though I'm not involved in the situation. But it's still, because of my humanity and my own life experiences, I can still relate to that. And it just feels intimate to me. I don't know. Honestly, some humans just inspire disgust in me. That's another thing too, where it's like, I think we should just be able to admit that. Like, not everyone is a sparkling snowflake. Not everybody is supposed to rub you in the sparkling snowflake kind of way. There's a lot going on in our world right now that I think if you're not disgusted by it, that's what they were saying in the book, like about the book, is that disgust helps us kind of find our people. Like, literally what I was just about to say is like, if you're not disgusted by that, I honestly think that you're like sus, you know? Like, you don't have the same values as me. Like, you don't think that people should be treated in the same way that I think, you know, like, without question. So I don't know. Kudos to you for showing up after revealing yourself. Oh, thanks. A great book is The Sedona Method. Oh yeah, I think I've heard of that before. Yeah. They projected and dismissed way too much to the point that they made us lose respect to them. Spiritual path is not about perfection. It's about honesty. And you know what? That's what I mean. Is like, I feel like I say that a lot and I do believe it. But then whenever I bump up against my own imperfections, I'm so mean to myself. Like, I'm so ruthless to like, you should have known better. And also everybody hates you because you made that mistake. Everybody can see that you're human or that you have anger or that you have like disgust, and everybody hates you now. And like I'm so mean to myself, yo. I'm not like looking for sympathy or anything. I'm just like being very honest. And like, I don't know, maybe that's part of the human experience, but and to me, it's like, well, I have to rid myself of anything that could possibly offend anyone else. And I don't really think that's it. So I know the feeling. I don't know if it's about moving through the feeling, but bringing awareness to the feeling, the space, and the motivations or intentions. I also feel too that like this is where spirituality and like making spirituality a thing, you know, that we like talk about can actually lead us astray, because I'm kind of creating this like weird rubric, and I'm not like living myself and like kind of ebbing and flowing. Instead, I created this like spiritual thing, and it's like, this is the thing that I'm supposed to be. And it gives me like the carrot and the stick kind of, you know, where it's like, if I hadn't constructed that, then I probably would just be more living and breathing like in my own spirituality. But anyways, thank you guys for being my people, and just for like, you know, allowing me to ramble on there at the end. And thank you for all the suggestions, and also for like being a mirror to me, and for witnessing my humanity, and for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Anonymous, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh. And we have a Patreon video that is releasing tomorrow, and it is Who Will You Marry? So it kind of actually goes like along with this one, and that was actually a very interesting read. I've already done it. It's uploaded. It is ready to go. It's on a timer, baby. I love it when that happens. It just makes me feel like I got all my ducks in a row, and I do this week. So that was a really cool one. And then next week we have What Regrets Should You Let Go Of? Which maybe also seems kind of relevant. I just started rambling about my regrets of my personality. But yeah, so I think that's what I got. We sell candles. If you are interested, I am working on a special candle too, like probably a limited edition one. And that's maybe coming out soon. And we have scented candles for summertime. It's getting ready to be fall. And so yeah, we'll drop the link, or it's like always there, I think. But yeah, and happy A8 for those who are celebrating. But oh, I'm so glad. It is courageous for an avoidant. And you know what? Okay, sorry that I keep rambling, but I know that I read somewhere where somebody was saying that each one of our human lives, like, it's about how hard it is for us. So for like some people, like opening up like this or talking about like letting people see their emotions, even like their very intense emotions, that might not be so scary to some people. And they're like, I can't believe this is such a big deal, like for you. But it's about how hard certain things are to us, because there's some things that I can do pretty easily that I'm sure some people would be like, I don't know, that's like scary for me. Like maybe even starting a YouTube channel or something. And that was scary for me too. But you know what I'm saying? So it's about like what's scary to you, and just like meeting that. And I don't know. Anyways, I'm sorry for rambling. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being my people. We have a Patreon video tomorrow, and that's that. Bye.